The national anthem has now been performed, and the crowd is ready to go, as hopefully are the Komets and the San Diego Gulls. Game 2, Turner Cup Championship round here at the Sports Arena in San Diego, California. 1-0 Komets lead the series so far, and our referee set and ready to move it on. Denny LaRue has the whistle tonight. And ready to go at center ice. As one more time in the face-off circle, of course, Kenny Hodge. As Hodge has been a very solid commodity during the season, working for Donnie Waddell's crew. Captain Lindy Ruff back on defense, along with, of course, one of their outstanding stars, Dale DeGray, and DeGray completely lost it the other night. Lee Davidson ready at center ice for the face-off when the time comes. As Boyce and Shank will square off, that'll be his responsibility, and see if he can frustrate Boyce in his own way. Reddick down to my right, ready to go. Off to my left, Peter Ing, and this is it as the lights are up and we're ready to go. All right, here we come. Davidson, and the first faceoff goes to the San Diego defense to DeGray. Up the middle it comes, into the zone. Shank around behind the net after it, and Shank cuts in between Reddick and the goal. And the first thing that happens is Shank goes after the goaltender, and he ought to be out of here right now. If they're going to screw around with that stuff tonight and let it go, he ought to be out of here. No call made. No call made. They do get the icing, though, which was more important, I guess, at the moment. Shank took a run at Pokey, and Pokey put the big piece of lumber up and said, take a bite of this, buddy, if you want to go somewhere. So we'll see how that one's going to work out. Underway, just 9 seconds so far in the period. The face-off back inside the San Diego zone. And already Dudley looking around to see what his next plan is going to be. And what is it going to be? I guess it'll be Davidson facing off against Hodge one more time. A little confusion looking around here, whatever the reason is. And Shank is now off the ice, heading for the bench, and instead he's replaced by Denny Lambert. Here they come. Back in behind the net, picked up by Ruff. Ruff starting up. Hankinson all tied up on him. Popped it up the near boards. Dug out again. Hank wheels it behind the net. Off the far side, it's Ian Boyce. Boise on the zone. DeGray knocked him loose. Out it comes to the zone. Hey, drive wide all the way far boards. Pinched in by Richardson. Dumped back toward the corner. Back up the zone it comes again. Komets dump it back in the corner again. Ruff after it. Around behind the net, and Boyce meets them. Ties him up hard on the play. Hank lost the stick on the play. Here they come all the way to the four-line line. Floyd going across the zone. Offside on the call. And moving way offside, going into the zone, Lambert ahead of the play. So that nullifies the rush. The game certainly now is underway. 19:20 still left in the period. No crises to the moment, as it didn't take long for the San Diego coach to get Shank off the ice, as he went right to Reddick immediately. And I'm sure that's about the last thing you're going to do to scare Pokey Reddick is talk to him. All right, now Dave Smith on for the draw. Tipped back to the zone. Back out they come, and Jean-Marc Richard over center now. Feeds it to the zone. Broken up. Back through it comes. One man through. Richard deep in the zone. Nicely takes his man off the puck. Coming back up the middle. Smitty dumps it wide. It'll be an icing call as soon as it's picked up by the defense. Touched up there. Icing called as back goes McSween to play it. So the face-off goes all the way back inside the Fort Wayne zone. 19:02 on the board. And at the moment, a different hockey game. A very slow-paced situation at the moment. Face-off will be to the left of Reddick in the Fort Wayne zone. Smith on the spot for the Komets. The wingers now will be Gruhl and Savage. As Lamoureux moves to the center spot, he will now have on one wing Schenk, and let's see the other side. It looks as though it's going to be Doug Schmale. Ready. Smith and Lamoureux for the draw. And they tie each other up on the play. Goes to the front of the net. Look out up front. A drive. Knocked down by San Diego in front of the net. Trying to play it out the far boards. Here comes Gruhl. Fires it loose. All the way past center and inside the San Diego zone. Chased down there. Picked up as McSween. Back out of the zone he comes. All the way to center. It comes to the line. As a fake shot around the defense. They're coming to the front of the net. Can't get the play off, and it bounced. Held at the line. No play made on it. Back in the corner they come again. All the way to the front of the net. Pulled aside. Back come the Komets up ice. Nice play. Turned at center, and Scotty Gruhl heads for the line. Scotty finally got the handle on that one. Skates by. Fires high. Off the far boards it comes. And out at center ice. All the way to the wing. Right side. Komets try to break it up as back into the corner it comes. Grant Richardson now with room. Starts straight up the middle. All the way on the wing right side to McDonald, and it's poked loose, and back come the Komets again. Savage has it. Savvy now, cross rink. Here comes Kevin out of the zone. He just lets it fly. No icing is called as there was nothing on that play at all. Now it's Willett coming around far side, kept in. Richardson tried, but his shot was late as they jump on him in a hurry. Into the corner it comes, back out of the zone. Richardson there takes a look around. Rich now. Whoa, does he level his man? As it was loud. It was McDonough trying to get a shot at him, and Richie just parked him right there. Here we come, back out of the zone. Up the defense, Chapdelaine. On his way toward center. Long lead pass coming to the neutral zone. In it comes wide as Reddick watches the traffic on the corner. Out behind the net. Komets try to play it. Around the far boards it comes. Out of the zone, and the Komets on the move. It is going to be Kelly Hurd on his way to the line. Man with him on the play. Hurdsy feeds it back as Igor can't get it. That drive right to the net. Knocked down there. Turned out left boards. Picked up by the Komets. Holding it on the corner. Can't play it. Get it back. Still moving it now. Battling for it. All the way out up top. It comes as it comes to neutral ice. Kelly Hurd got it back there. Here's Hurdsy firing it right back into the corner. Round behind the net it comes. And it'll be DeGray off on the move, and out of the zone they come one more time. DeGray all the way up the right wing. Look out, over center, the man offside, no call made, as Terry Anderson checked loose on the puck. Up it comes once more, Komets have it. Into the zone they go, fed on through. Here it is, Hankinson can't get the shot away, and now it's played deep into the zone, this time by Larry Floyd. Floyd starts back towards center. Hankinson tripped on the play. Here they come to the Fort Wayne line, all the way to the front of the net. Komets get it back, and it is Davidson. Pumping it out. It hit his own man. Now Hank dumps it out to neutralize. Can't get the play. Picked up, knocked down, and turning it around one more time. All the way to the line. Komets start the break. As it is Guy Dupuis punched off by McKegney one time. Round behind the net they come. Look out. Gets away from the rolling play of Richardson on the boards. Nice shot that time as it was Gary Lusick standing up, getting a good body check on his man. At center, here they come, into the zone wide. All the way through goes Komets. A drive, a save on the play. Out in front of the net, knocked down there. Komets try for it. Boyce had it, couldn't hold it. Now on the far boards, keeping it in. Boyce tying it up deep into the zone with Chapdelaine. Out front, the shot, front of the net. Out it comes. Savvy got it back. Here comes Savvy. He bumps hard as his man. Into the boards they go. And here they come, and the penalty call is against whom? A penalty called on the play. Savvy lost it. It should be a San Diego call. Let's see what they're going to do with it. Time of the play was 4:15, and we get our first time out of this one, and it goes to Hodge. At 4:15. So Hodge takes the call. Komets with the power play. Face-off stays inside the San Diego zone. Here on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Komets on WoWo, Radio 1190.
Power play. Scotty Gruhl up high and fires just wide of the net. Picked up now as Wilkie tried to hold it in the zone. Around the far boards, knocked down, back up ice. It comes McSween. Clears it to the center ice, knocked down by John Mark Richard. John Mark now going wide, trying to get by the first check. Here he comes at the line. Off the boards, around behind the net. Kept in by Savage. Savage's got it now, holds it on the near board. Tries to scrum it down to the corner. In goes Gruhl, ties up his man. Puck comes loose. Held in nicely by John Mark. He fakes, can't play. Back up top. Here it comes. as Wilkie feeds to Richard. John Mark fires. Rebound. Came out far side. Komets get it out again, and it's all the way to center ice. Richard now back at his own blue line. Cross rink it comes. Back comes Wilkie over center. Here goes Bobby at the line. In he goes to the... Whoa, almost got by the check. Now it's dumped the length of the rink. Back it goes to the Fort Wayne line. Headman by Reddick. Back comes John Mark again. Richard at center, off the boards. Around behind the net it comes. In goes Coutrier. Coutrier on the near boards. Into the corner for Smitty. Smith off behind the net. Still had the puck. Couldn't play it. Couturier getting a little deep now. Here's Smitty coming out of his zone. One time. Back toward the corner. Couturier has it behind the net. He's out front. Can't get to the play, and it's cleared away back in the Fort Wayne zone. 45 seconds still left in the Comet power play. Look out, Pokey. Around the far boards, and it rolled off the glass and out of the zone. He should not give him a penalty on that. It rolled around the glass. Is he going to penalize him or not? If he does, they give him a penalty. There is no delay of game on that. It rolled around the glass. That should not have been a penalty. It rolled around the glass. It did not go directly into the stand. So we're even, Steven, for 39 seconds. Then we'll have a power play coming to San Diego. Face-off will be just inside the Fort Wayne zone. Face-off circle to the left to Reddick. As it did hit the glass, roll around, and off it goes, and Gruhl's going to sit this one out. Zero on the board. Both teams now at even strength, and on Wowo, Fort Wayne Comet hockey.
It's as American as rock and roll. On WOWO, Radio 1190.
All right, the Comets with a one-on-one play that time as Hurd got a good shot on goal. In goes Willett deep to check his man. Out of the zone they come as Lindy Ruff trying to move it out of the zone. Ruff slowly working his way. In 10 more seconds, it'll be power play to San Diego as Ruff run hard off the boards. Back in the corner. Picked up. Icing is the call against San Diego, and the face-off right back in the San Diego corner. And we're looking now at just 6 seconds left in the penalty time. As Pokey, that was not a good penalty because had it gone directly over the glass without touching anything, there surely would have been a delay of game. But Reddick rolled it along the glass, up and went and over on the far side. But there was no protest from the Fort Wayne bench, which is the way it has to be. When the call's made, you better just kind of clam up and let it go at that. A lot of messages to send back to Fort Wayne. We'll have some of those between periods tonight. 13:50 to go here. We're scoreless. Period number 1. Peter Hankinson for the Comets now ready for the face-off against Mitch Lamoureux. Inside the San Diego zone to the left of Peter Ing, the goaler. Hankinson and Lamoureux. Hank picks up the draw. Nobody got to it. Now back in the corner it comes. Knocked down there. Turned back. McSween behind the net. Can't get to it. Ian Boyce has it now. Here's Boyce around the net. Stuffs it on the corner. And hanging on is Ing. As Boyce makes a good move on him there. And DeGray grabs Boyce as he comes roaring around the corner. John Anderson now moving out as they have power play time. Anderson is dressed for this one tonight. 1:16 is left in the San Diego power play. And this guy is Mr. Dangerous. He may not be the quickest guy out there, but he's got to be one of the smartest. Let's watch and see what happens here. On the face-off, it goes behind the net as Hodge gets the drop, picked up by McSween. McSween starts back straight up the middle, keeps coming to center ice, drives it off the far boards, into the corner it comes. Hodge got it, now all the way out at the point, kept in at the point, all the way across the zone, into the zone, knocked down Komets, turned nicely up ice by the Komets as Lucic there and just sends it back. Headman by Ing, all the way to the line. Now back it goes as Ruff can't do it, to Gray going deep, Hankinson chased him. Now back it comes to Shank. Shank all the way cross rink, bouncing puck. And after this one, Hankinson again can't get it. Anderson's got it right side. Break into the front of the net, Shank. Anderson fakes, fires, wide. Here comes another one, all the way at the point. Anderson blocked. Out it comes all the way back into the San Diego zone as Hankinson blocked that one. Here comes DeGray back again. 25 seconds left in the power play. DeGray going to the line. In he goes. Now stops. Speeds through for Anderson, who was cutting in the hole. Anderson run off the play. Komets had it, couldn't hold it. As it is Richardson now takes it away from his man. Out at the point, knocked down, cleared cross rink as it's turned by DeGray back in the far corner. Komets again with it, around the board. Richardson couldn't, he fires it out. McSween now at the neutral zone. Back he comes, 3 seconds left in the power play. Smith rides McSween off the puck. Here they come. Now back come the Komets. Moving back out is, all the way back to center ice that time. As Wilkie takes a look at it. Here they come at the line as Terry Anderson run off the puck hard. Wilkie on the board, takes the check. Here they come up front of the net. Komets have it back. Can't get to it. Now here they move. On the comes Richardson. Or I should say Davidson. Here goes Lee at the line all the way into the zone. Hung onto it, but it goes right to the corner pass Ding. Up the near boards. Right into the slot. Knocked down by Ruff. Back out to center ice it comes. Komets try to intercept and do. As sticks are getting high. As back it goes deep into the zone. In front of the net, Komets make the save. Out the near boards it comes to Igor. Here's Igor by one check. Good lead pass as it is McDonald who dumps it deep into the zone where it's recovered by Chapdelaine of San Diego. All the way cross rink as they come to the Fort Wayne line. Chapdelaine on a give and go drives it around behind the net. Far boards, it's McDonald. He puts an air attack on his man in the front of the net. Mack clears it again. That neutral ice knocked down by San Diego. DeGray's got it. Pumps it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Knocked down there. Back up the near boards to Igor. Lead pass is good to Willett. Willett can't get to it, but here we come with Kelly Hurd. Hurd in. Looks. Shoot. Scores! Hurd with a goal. Time of the goal. 8:54. Boy, did that one dive. I mean, it was a dandy. I don't know whether there'll be an assist on it or not, as he picked it up right at the line, fired and inked. It's just like a knuckleball. It took a big dive and down it went. Paul Willett with the assist. So the Komets grabbed the first goal in this one tonight, leading it 1-0. The time of the goal was 8:54. All right, Smith now back on the face-off with Hodge, and Hodge wrestles him off the puck. DeGray out at center. It's turned away. Back in it goes all the way to Dave Smith. Back out in front it comes. A drive right over the shoulder of Ing, and they almost scored another one. Back behind the net. Here they come one more time. Very close call again. 10:52 still left in the period. Komets trying to put the pressure on back inside the zone. Very important first goal. Here on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
6:55. Huh? Start Monday.
Take it from Pepsi. No one knows where life's gonna take you. Just make sure you enjoy the ride. So be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. Pepsi, gotta have it.
You're listening to Fort Wayne Komet Hockey on WoWo Radio 1190.
Komets with the pressure on again as Smith centers the puck. It's all the way to the Fort Wayne line. John Anderson in. He's chasing Lusick. Here's Carey up the middle, pass to the line, knocked down on the play by the D. In goes Scotty Gruhl. He's there. He fires front, score, Komets again. As this one goes, I believe to whom? Savvy. Gruhl set it up. Savage scored it. Komets up 2-0. Gruhl intercepts a pass coming out of the zone, and that one at 9:37. Komets with their second goal of the night by a 2-0 score. Heads up, Scotty. Had no place to go. Ing followed him to the corner, laid it out front. Savvy turns around and poke checks it in the net. Komets now getting a little loose in their own end. Look out. Here they come. Offside is the call made against San Diego at the Fort Wayne line. So the faceoff comes back outside the zone as the Komets have scored at 8:54. Hurd at 9:37. Savage. And we're back outside the line for the faceoff. Couturier for the Komets. He's one of our guests between periods tonight. Mitch Lamoureux and Couturier for the faceoff in the neutral zone. as they tie each other up. Puck picked up by Lindy Ruff, and Ruff slides it over the top of the defense. Off in the corner it goes as the Komets come back with it. Look out, high in the air. Knocked down by Ian Boyce, who draws a big crowd. Puck kicked loose for a moment, can't get to it. Boyce coming up the near boards. At the point, turned back into the corner. Boyce just wrestled to the ground on the play, and back comes Lambert, knocked off the puck right at the time we get a whistle. So they bang around a little bit up there to see who's going to talk to whom about what. Get the whistle. As DeGray and Boise were in a pretty good duel going along the boards. 9:58 still left. Period number 1. 2-0 Komets. Face-off inside the Fort Wayne zone to the left of Reddick. Hurd at 8:54. Savage at 9:37. The line changes now for San Diego. McDonough goes to center. Arneal and Floyd go to the wings. DeGray standing back as Lindy Ruff up tight. Here we come again. And the draw out to DeGray. DeGray coming all the way up top, trying to find it. He got a shot away. Kicked out of there by Reddick. Far board. And it's McDonald turning it out at center. Here comes Hankinson. Has Boyce with him on the play. Feeds, pulled off nicely. Turned around behind the net anyway. Now taken off the play. Arneal coming back to center ice as the long lead pass coming to the zone. At the line. Richardson trying to stand up McDonough. Komets have it here. Oh, bad play. Look out off behind the net. Anderson out front. What a save. Pokey Reddick. He's back up again. Here they come to the front of the net one more time. Turned out of the zone. Komets have it. On the move comes Davidson. Here's Davidson. All the way to the corner to Hankinson. Hank on the boards, couldn't get the play. Back out of the zone, Lindy Ruff. Ruff now coming to center. All the way in, wide left side, followed all the way to the corner, dumps it off behind the net. Another offside call against San Diego with 9:09 left in period number 1. 2-0 Komets on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
If you've been taking pills and don't seem to be getting results, have you considered getting a second opinion? Reputable studies done by medical sources comparing chiropractic care against medical and physical therapy non-surgical care of the back and neck show that the doctor of chiropractic's procedure can relieve pain in half the time. See your doctor of chiropractic for the evidence.
Jacaki Chiropractic Clinic, located at 3303 Trier Road, Suite A, at the northeast corner of Hobson and Trier Roads, 1 block north of the bypass. Call 483-1550 to schedule an exam today. It's Fort Wayne Komet Hockey on your sports leader, WoWo, Radio 1190.
Komets out front of the net. Here they come one more time. As it's going to be Hurd who drops it deep into the corner now behind that San Diego net. Picked up there, up the near boards, knocked down, kept into the zone. Igor right behind the net, picked up by Willett. Willett trying to get it out front. Knocked down Arneal, back up with the puck. He's chased loose on the play. Schenk coming to center ice now. Leads off, and it's snapped deep back into the Fort Wayne zone by Doug Schmale. Coming up the boards. Knocked down at center ice. Here come the Komets with a 3-on-2. Igor going to the line. Feeds it off in front of the net. Back to Igor. Now it is Willett. Can't handle a pass. Back out of the zone they come. At center. Knocked down by the Komets and driven right back in by Guy Dupuis. Off behind the net. Ruff with it one more time. Komets picking up their checks deep. Out they come up the near boards now. And on the move to center ice. San Diego try to start it. All the way into the Fort Wayne zone. Right to Reddick. Off the side of the net. Who's coming back for this one? Komets have it. It's Smitty. Can't dump the pass right. Lamoureux knocks it down. Sends it back through. At the line. Look out. A little sloppy on the play. At the net. Pokey hanging on. So Reddick gets the whistle on the play with 7:50 left in the period. The Komets with a 2-0 lead. And on WoWo, Fort Wayne, the Komet Hockey.
I love you, Pontiac Grand Am. I love the way you drive. With your spirited overhead cam engine, you give me power. Your standard anti-lock brakes give me control. That's why, whenever I go to bed alone, I always dream of you. And I don't dream of a car, and I don't dream of Camry. I only dream of... My Grand Am. We are driving excitement. Pontiac.
You're tuned in to Fort Wayne Komet Hockey on WoWo, Radio 1190.
I'm ready for the draw. It's in the Fort Wayne corner. Guy Dupuis coming up the near boards. Whoops, hanging on for a moment, but picking it right back up and dumping to neutral ice was the big Komets centerman, Coutrier, as he's really strong on the play. DeGray goes down, gets a touch-up. We have an icing call on the face-off all the way back inside that Fort Wayne zone. And again, it'll be to the left of Reddick as back we come for the face-off. 7:36 in period number 1. Oh, yes, and this is a great place, San Diego is. Igor Chibriev on the face-off, this time against Mitch Lamoureux. Schmale trying to intimidate Igor a little while ago behind the play. I shouldn't say it was Schmale, it was Shank. Ready, set. All right, Igor couldn't hang on, though. DeGray coming up top, looks to the front of the net, knocked down Komets, and Smith trying to get it out of the zone. What do we have going now? Apparently we had an advance on the play, so that'll take care of that at the moment. And they'll face it out back outside the line one more time. 7:30 left in period 1. We are looking at penalty call for Guy Dupuis. Power play time coming to San Diego. Time of the penalty, 12:30. Interference was the call as he knocked Lamoureux down in front of the net. So let's see what the power play is going to do for San Diego. 2-0 Komets in the lead. McDonough back. Arneal. The other winger is going to be whom? We'll wait and find out in just a moment. The other winger apparently is going to be Denny Lambert. DeGray and Ruff with the point men. Ian Boyce in to face it off against McDonough. As Boise, Hankinson, John Mark, and Lucic. Here it comes back into the corner. John Mark around behind his net, wheels back out of the zone. Here he comes, way up into the air, drives it all the way back into the San Diego corner. DeGray behind his net trying to set up the play and coming straight up the middle as the Komets pick up their wingers. On the zone, they keep interfering all the way to the line. DeGray hit off nicely on the play, and it created an offside as they stood him right up on the line. DeGray was lined up, and all of a sudden he put on the brakes, but there was contact. The wingers both went offside, and DeGray is complaining. A little surprised. He didn't expect somebody to take him right at the line. They stopped him in his tracks. So DeGray is in, McSween's out. As he goes out to play point right side. 7:12 still left, period 1. 1:42 left in the power play to San Diego as Ian Boyce on the draw against Juby McDonough. Boise tying up his man. Now here it comes into the Fort Wayne zone as it's Lucic, and he tries to move it up ice and does all the way back into the San Diego corner. Round behind the net, Lindy Ruff. Ruff now coming back. Oh, slowly working his way out of the zone, coming to center. Looks for a drop. Can't do it. Now fires it around behind the Fort Wayne net. Came far side to Hankinson. Peter coming out. Now up the near boards. Pete trying to dig it out. Instead, it's John Mark Richard. Here comes John Mark around the far boards. Up the glass, back out it comes again, and what do we have? They said it was knocked out of the zone, or knocked back onto the ice surface by a Fort Wayne player as it banked off the glass, and the face-off stays in the Fort Wayne zone in the circle to the left of Komets goaltender Pokey Reddick. 6:43 still to go. We're looking at period number 1, and the Komets lead at 2-0, and on Whoa Komet Hockey.
Whoa, Radio 1190.
Here they come again. Hodge to the front of the net. Nice defensive move by Lee Davidson. Off behind the net it comes. Out front they can't get it again, and Davidson with it. Good lead pass to Hankinson at center. Hank on his way, hooked off the play, but he takes the stick with him. No call as DeGray made the move. At the net it's blocked. Knocked down and, oh, get to it quick. Look out. Off the far boards, Hankinson up the near side. Can't get to it again. DeGray coming to the hole, can't do it. Shank back in the corner. Trying to get a man. They got him out front, wide. As in front of the net, Anderson pulled out the play. Komets now just stopped in their tracks, couldn't get to the play. Man up front, all the way cross rink. DeGray with a drive. Rebound out front again. Knocked down. Komets clear it nicely all the way to neutral ice. Back inside the San Diego zone. 20 seconds in the power play remaining. Back in it comes again. All the way back in the corner. Now it's going to be Richardson around the far boards. Man out at the point left side trying to get a pinch on it, but it's up into the crowd. So we have 11 seconds still left in the power play. 2-0 in favor of the Komets, and the face-off will be in the Fort Wayne zone to the right of Pokey Reddick. Out for the Fort Wayne Komets will be Dave Smith, Ian Boyce, Bob Wilkie, Grant Richardson. Floyd out now. Let's see. Will he go to the face-off circle? Cernich is there. Check them as they come by. Perry Anderson. Tony McKegney. McKegney, a big, strong, former National Leaguer, and he's putting all his experience out there tonight. Not at much speed, but he's got a lot of strength out there, and hopefully cool head. Ready this time is Dave Smith on the face-off, this time against Larry Floyd. Off to the corner it comes, and out it comes. Nicely cleared the length of the rink by Bob Wilkie. Lindy Ruff back to cover it again with 2 seconds left in the power play. Here they come out of the zone, back to center ice, into the zone. Ruff feeds it to McKegney, broken up one time on the side of the net, picked up there. Here we come, and it's going to be a penalty call this time to Lookout. Out to center, dumped back inside the San Diego zone. When Floyd touches it, the penalty calls against San Diego. So the Gulls at 14:45 take another one. And let's see, the assessment this time will go to Perry Anderson. And the Komets will have a power play situation. A slash is the call. And the face-off moves to just outside the Fort Wayne line. 2-0 Komets, 5:15 still to go. We're looking at period number 1 here from the San Diego Arena and on WoWo Comet Hockey.
Won't the...
Here we come. Guy Dupuis at the line. Now fires it far on the left side. After it goes Igor. They call offside at the line. And just a moment ago, I'm trying to think who it was. I believe it may have been Willett. I'm not sure, but he hit the post. Okay, it was Hurd that hit the post. Just a little flipper and almost had it. Could have gone the other way. 15 seconds left in the power play. Willett for the face-off. He's in the line against McDonough. Hurd and Willett are the wingers. Richardson back on defense along with Dupuis. Here it comes. They tie each other up on the play. Can't come loose with it. Dupuis takes his man. Back it comes Fort Wayne zone. Here's Richardson starting back out. Good lead pass over center to Willett. Here's Willie going wide right, going all the way in, sending it deep into the corner and around behind the net. Ing can't play it. Ruff around the far board, found a man at center ice. But it is Richardson. In he goes nicely. Takes his man off the play. On the boards, it is Dupuis. Back out it comes, all the way back inside the San Diego corner. Chasing it down, Dan McSween. McSween coming back to Slender. Komets on a change, rather. Deep goes McKegney, left side. Cannot get by. Right out front, but there to play it is the Komet defense. Picked up again by Chapdelaine. Fort Wayne at their own line. Here is Lee Davidson. Whoops, Lee up the zone. Held in, no, at the point. Here we come. Hankinson trying to go by the D. Here's Hank leaning on his man. Got it out front, nobody there to cover. Oh, and it is Leo. Ian Boyce, he just skated by with his check and the puck laid there. Here's McKegney now, firing it over the defense. On the boards to Shank. Shank drops it off near side. Can he get to it? On the corner front of the net, Pokey knocks it down. On the near boards, here they come. Battling for it on the boards. Turn back out to the side. As in goes Boyce, checking his man to Gray. Run at hard. And off behind them, they're working hard for this one. Big pile of people down there. And they finally get a whistle as McKegney really going at his man hard. And McDonald just backing off to Gray. 2:10 still left. Period 1. 2-0 Komets. As they're trying to stir it up in the zone. Nothing happening so far except the Komets physically are handling the whole thing and really banging them back and doing it good. Faceoff stays in the zone as right now tonight San Diego's trying to play our game and get all over us, but we're a little too quick for them so far. A lot of guests between periods, of course. We've got, we call him Sly. Coutrier will be on with us. We'll also have Colin Chin to visit us for a little while. And we also have Paul Willett. Willie, of course, got the only natural hat trick against this team all year long in league or playoff action. The Gulls never gave up a hat trick to any player. so Willie put his name on the board for that one last night. Ready for the face-off. It's going to be Dave Smith on the draw for the Komets against Nick Lamoureux. To the left of Reddick in the Fort Wayne zone. Pokey standing ready for the play. Everybody now all set out as everybody's got his man. It wasn't dropped. So who's out of the circle? Lamoureux? Yep. Let's see who goes in for the face-off now. Lambert, I believe, or is it going to be Harry Anderson now going in against Dave Smith? Ready, set. Back into the corner it goes. Komets have it. Here's Gee, shoveling it up the near boards. Held in at the point. Nice check by Savage. Out it comes to Gruhl. Gruhl at center. Into the zone he goes. Look, fires! Oh, it hit the post again. Gruhl's got it around behind the net. All the way to the far corner. Savage kept it in the zone. He's run hard by DeGray. Savvy's got it back again. Rough in the board. Savvy gets it back one more time. And the penalty call is going to be DeGray again for a cross check. What do we got? It better be. That one came at 18-10. And I believe it's going to be DeGray. They're making the call. Cross check, I believe. As Savage positively kept them going. Komet power play. They call him for a hold. All right, Komet power play, face-off inside the San Diego zone. 2-0, Komets lead. 1:50 to go in period number 1. Out for the Komets, Coutrier at center. The wingers, Willett and Igor. The D with Richardson and Wilkie. Here we come, ready for the face-off. Komets get the draw cleanly. Here it comes. A drive, oh, right over the crossbar on that one. Up the zone, all the way back in the Komet corner. Deflected off a body, just rolled over the crossbar. Richardson now in his own zone. 2 men in for San Diego. There's McDonough with a little pressure, but it didn't mean much. Now it's Grant coming out of the zone as everybody makes their break. Oh, and he hit somebody right in the back of the skate. Gave it to him. Now it is Coutrier in tying up his man. Komets after it again, sliding it back to their own defense. Make sure on the passes. Here we come. By one check, he stood up on the play, finally dumps it into the corner. After it goes Coutrier on the far board. Arneal chased off the puck. Willett's there first. Willie into the corner behind the net to Coutrier. Back to Willett. Willett's got it now. Back to Coutrier. Came off the side of the net to Igor instead. Igor fans on it. Now back out it comes. Willett trying to jam it. Has it. Igor's got it back. Cross rink it came, but Wilkie was just going the wrong way when it came. Now here's Wilkie. Back up the middle one more time to Igor. Igor going to the zone. Drops it off to Coutrier. Coutrier feeds it off to Wilkie. Wilkie now going to the corner. All the way around the net. Stops. Off behind the net. Here comes Willett. Up front. A drive. A save. Willett after it again. Willett is tripped. No call made right in front of the referee. Off the near boards it comes. Back they come. San Diego coming out of the zone. As McDonough coming up, has help on the play with Arneal. Broken up, sent to center ice, and here comes David Smith. Has help with Couturier. He looks, feeds it up. Oh, he had an open net and he missed it. Couturier back out to Smitty. Smitty up front. Another drive. Another save. Another shot. Another save. Komets. Another shot. Another save. Hanging on is Zing. A wide open net. Couturier missed it. 14 seconds left in period number 2. On WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
People who know you deserve intelligent answers to your questions, especially about planning a funeral. In our community, one company is this dedicated. Their advice is free.
Komets trying to do it one more time. Up the far side it comes, and too far away. John Mark's going to be chased down on the puck. Bumps it loose on the play to Scotty Gruhl. Gruhl back up at center as it is Guy Dupuis picked off at the buzzer sound. That's the end of period number 1. The Komets 2, the San Diego Gulls nothing. On WoWo, Komet Hockey. What it's all about. Ready to go at center ice period number 3. And what we'll probably do at this point is we'll have Kevin McCloskey put on the headsets, and we can call on Kevin here and there along the way, as Kevin and his wife made the tour out to watch the Komets play. Ready to go at center ice. The Komets with 10 seconds of power play. Swept through into the zone. Scotty Gruhl trying to poke it in front of the net. He's got it. He's got it again. Couldn't get it. Now the Komets. Wilkie drive. Rebound. Score. Go. It's Dave Smith gets the goal on a rebound. That was not a power play, too. It was over. Smitty picking it up at 11 seconds into the period. Smith with a play as he really dug for it.
Komets outshot the San Diego Gulls 12-4 in the first period, and they come out and score 11 seconds into the next period. This could really break the heart for the San Diego Gulls.
Big one. The power play had concluded. Gruhl picks up an assist. I don't know whether there was another one or not, but at least Scotty got the one, and now the face-off. Also, it was Bob Wilkie. That's going to make Wilkes feel just a little bit better. Down they dump it all the way in behind the San Diego net, and Lindy Ruff gets the touch. We'll have an icing call in the face-off back in the Fort Wayne zone. 11 seconds into the period. Dave Smith with a goal. He had to get his own rebound and bang away as the goaltender, Peter Inget, made for the initial save, but it's a big one, and what a way to start a period.
You'd love to score a goal in the first minute of the second period or any period, or late in the period. And the Komets had some great chances late in the first period. They came out firing in the second period here and go up 3-0. That's a big, big goal.
Face off in the Fort Wayne zone now to the left of Pokey Reddick as the K's back in the circle. It's going to be Lee Davidson. Davidson on the draw this time against Lamoureux, and behind the Fort Wayne net, Komets have it. Look out. Still behind the net, Kerry Lusick. One thing about Kerry, you cannot force this guy to do something he doesn't want to do normally because he just takes his time with it. Round behind the net, they're trying to put it out front. Here we come now as Ian Boyce moves out of the zone, dumps to neutral ice, knocked down by Lindy Ruff. Ruff back, turns it around behind the net one more time. Look out, up the zone it comes. Komets have it back. Boyce out at center to Hankinson. Hank on his way, Ruff to beat. Here's Hanker, round he goes. Looks, fires, rebound, front of the net, couldn't play it. Back comes Ruff up the near boards, out to center Lamoureux on his way to the Fort Wayne line. Lamoureux going in wide, all the way off on the left wing, trying to get the shot, no play as DeGray knocked off the puck deep in the zone. Komets are back with it. Lusick lookout up the near boards as it is Davidson couldn't get it. Now turned back into the Fort Wayne zone one more time. Lookout, Reddick leaves it, but instead Lusick back far boards to play it. They take a long run at Lusick, couldn't get to the play. Back up the boards it comes. Back over to touch this one up will be Cornish as he gets to the play. The whistle blows. We have an icing call against the Komets. It is 3-0 Fort Wayne, 18:38 to go, period number 2. And if nothing else happens, Michael Franke, you just got your birthday present.
I'll say he has at 33. He's going to be enjoying this, and the weather's been beautiful out here, but we're sorry he couldn't make it out. He's having his birthday back in Fort Wayne, and he's got to be liking what he's hearing.
So far, so good if we just keep the pressure on. Here comes Kenny Hodge back in the faceoff circle now against Paul Willett. As the K's up by a 3-0 count. It's been a much different game so far tonight than it was on the Friday night game when it turned out to be gunnery practice. Hodge along with Smale, the other winger, is going to be Shank. Willett in to draw against Hodge. They booted around, back out the middle it comes. Turned and kept at the line. Here is Willett now, back up ice. Lead pass at center, bounced over Hurd's stick all the way to the San Diego line. McSween wheels cross rink up the zone. It comes back into the Fort Wayne zone. Back after the puck. Hard goes Grant Richardson. Touched up. Icing called. Face off all the way back inside the San Diego zone.
You know, Bob, I'll tell you, San Diego's had absolutely no chances to score tonight. The only decent shot they had was cleared away very, very well by Dupuis in the first period, and they just can't penetrate. You find when they're going up the ice that it's 2-on-3, it's 2-on-4, and Fort Wayne's got that extra forward back picking up very, very well. And likewise, when Fort Wayne attacks, it's always 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 4-on-3. So they've always got the man advantage, and that's been a big, big difference in the series so far.
Fort Wayne's transition has improved incredibly over the last month and a half of the season, and all the lines make it well now, especially, of course, Davidson along with Boyce and Hankinson are so quick. Now it's into the corner on the face-off. It is, held in by Richardson. He drives it deep in the zone. Off the boards, Hodge can't play it. Kept in one more time. Now out at center ice, it is Richardson who drives it right back in the corner again. Off behind the net, Schmale picking it up, and out of the zone he comes, looking for help. Doesn't have it as he's pressured a little bit on the play. Here comes Igor back to the line. Igor looks, he drops it loose. Score, Komets, it is Willett. Willett the goal, Igor the assist.
Broken up in the center zone, and Igor picked it up, and he moved in and made a between-the-legs pass, and Willett had a wide-open net, and he just tapped it in. It was an easy goal, and Peter Ing was completely out of position. Igor had him at his mercy.
Willett, of course, and Igor play together and have for a long time, and they really look for each other, and they've gotten a tremendous ability to read one another. And Willett, the minute Igor went wide, headed for the right side of the net, he knew it had to come. When it did, bingo, he was there. Komets with a 4-0 lead, and we have still 17:56 to go in period 2. That came at 2:04.
And that's the end of Peter Ing. I see Clint Malarchuk has got the mask on, and Peter Ing, although no fault of his own, he's had absolutely zero support tonight from his team or the other night, and Clint Malarchuk will step in.
So Malarchuk in earlier than he was last night, as Ing has been victimized by 4.
Got a 6-2 record in the playoffs with a 2.85 goals against average, and he had lost the 2 games against Kansas City after having swept the Peoria series. He did give up a goal against the Komets the other night in the 3rd period, and I think that Coach Rick Dudley is trying to pull out all the stops now, down 4-0 in the 2nd period, and looking like they're heading down 2 games.
He's got to give him a lift if he possibly can, and that's what he's looking for. Not that Ing has had a problem that better defense would not have helped him with, but the Komets have positively swarmed that net. Now it's San Diego with the draw. Back it comes to DeGray, cross rink, and out of the zone they come. Chapdelaine with it. Now Reddick to look out around the far boards. In front of the net they come. Now Lucic starts back for Fort Wayne. As Savage going wide right side. Savvy going to the line. In it goes. Tipped around behind the net. It will be Dave Smith with the puck. Out front he came, but it's knocked loose. Smitty trying for it again, can't get to it. Turned up the near boards. As that time Savage collected a couple of them. Now Lambert wheels it back in the Fort Wayne zone. Reddick leaves it behind the net. Komets have it there. Lucic looking around. Where's the traffic? Louis says, well, I can wait as long as you can. Now it is back up at center. Turned out nicely by Dave Smith. Up to the defense. Ruff now for San Diego. Cross rink, giving it off to McDonough. McDonough run off the puck, dumps it into the corner behind the net. Here comes Kevin McDonald. Around the far lookout. Ruff steps into the passing lane. Out it comes all the way left side. Another drive goes wide of the net. This time Savage after it. Pass high over the top of the net. They scramble for it behind the goal. And that time it is Lucic unloading the play. Out to the side of the net. They can't do it as McDonough spun off the puck. On the boards. Here come the Komets. One more time. Trying to get a ramp out front. Can't do the job. Score finally. As they score, they start a fight in front of the Fort Wayne net. As soon as they score, that one came at 3-1-7.
Pokey with no chance on the play. Komets lost the puck behind the net. They walked right around from behind. He made the initial save, and Pokey was down. They grabbed the rebound and went from top shelf, and Pokey had absolutely zero chance after the first save.
So 3:47. And the penalty gate's open as it will be McDonald going off. Let's see who else is going off. We're looking at a 4-1 hockey game at the moment. Here on WoWo, Fort Wayne Comet hockey. Goal, and both teams now shorthanded. McDonough. Let's see, and I know it's Ruff taking the penalty for San Diego, and for the Komets, it's going to be McDonald. Up the near boards they come now, 4-on-4. Coming to the Fort Wayne line again. Here they go. Reddick with a save. Up with a rebound. Komets. Hankinson now back in the corner. Lost the puck again. Off the side of the net. Komets get it back. Look out front of the net. Reddick says, I'll hang on.
Komets a little out of sync now. Hubie McDonough picked that puck up behind the goal and walked out. San Diego came right back with a high, hard shot that Pokey kicked out, and the Komets are a little out of sync, and they need to calm themselves down. The crowd's gotten into the game, too, now with the goal.
At a time when probably Hankey would have been better to dump it out of the zone, he tried to put a play on, got trapped in the corner and checked off because they were really high coming off the goal, so now they'll make a change. We're looking at 4-1 on the board. 16-19 to go. It is period number 2, and here on WoWo, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey. Komets now with a loose puck up the boards, and it sails all the way back inside the San Diego zone as the Komets try to clear it. Back it goes. Icing will be called as the touch is made off the defense by Chapdelaine, and back it comes all the way into the Fort Wayne zone. 4-1.
Lee Davidson went down the ice and had a great shot on goal. Malarchuk kicked it out, and Komets coming back, skating very well.
Lee didn't have much of an angle to shoot at. He was being pressed by the defense, took the crack. Malarchuk came out and cut the angle. 4-1 now on the board as the goal scored by McDonough. He was the fellow who scored the goal Friday night, the only goal scored. 4-1 Komets. 15:50 left to go in period number 2. Leon Boyce now back for the Komets on the faceoff against Larry Floyd. Here we come. Ready. As Boise takes his man off the puck back in the corner, it is going to be Lucic firing it around the far boards. Nobody there to cover on the near boards. Look out as out it comes right corner. Still trying to get to the play on the corner. Komets now kind of losing their zone. Here we come with Wilkie being punched up hard on the play, and he goes with Harry Anderson as comes up the near side. Hankinson in tight now as they're trying to get something going. Komets trying to move it. Up they come as it is caught on the near boards. Lucic in to tie it up. They battle for it one more time. Still battle for the loose puck. Floyd can't get it loose. Lucic in. Hankinson in. Floyd trying to come up with it. Got a man in front of the net. Wide. Now it is Ian Boyce driving it out. It's pinched up again on the near boards. They go after Boyce hard in the corner. And Boyce is still trying to get away from his check. Carnick. 15:07 still left. They're trying to stir it up a little bit if they can.
Referee Dennis LaRue letting him play in the corner, and that allowed Scott Arnell to drift down the slot. He picked up the shot, and he just sent it wide. Pokey had a good angle on it, and he just shot the puck wide.
So line change out now. Chapdelaine coming back on defense with DeGray for San Diego. McKegney now coming back on the forward line. Komets, will they make a change? Yeah, they will. We're looking at 4-1 with 15:07 left. We're in period number 2 here at the San Diego Sports Arena as the Gulls are on the board. Facing it off for the Komets, Dave Smith. Hubie McDonough in the face-off circle for San Diego. McDonough picking up a little National League time this year. Up with San Jose for quite a while. All right, we're ready to go again. Dave Smith, McDonough ready for the draw. Out it comes all the way up top. DeGray sends it to the side of the net. Gets knocked down there. Komets not getting on it. Very defensive at the moment. Chapdelaine all the way left side. Here comes the penalty as it's going to be Dupuis who'll get the call for a cross check.
Not a smart penalty. The puck was in the corner, no danger, and Dupuis knocking his man down in front will be called for the cross check there.
And it's obvious they're going to be looking for whatever they have to. 5:03. So it's going to give a power play now to the San Diego Gulls at a time when they really don't need it because they're coming up to a little bit of a high after scoring that one goal. But Dupuis just a little overcharged on that one, put the rack on it, sent his man flying. So the K's are going to have to kill it off. And let's see where the face-off is going to go. The lines now do get changed. Komets 2 men shy for 15 seconds. It will be Richardson, Ian Boyce, along with Kerry Lucic. While out for San Diego, Arneal, along with Lamoureux. Catch the rest of them. DeGray coming back out on the zone. As we check the points, it looks like McSween. Nope, correction, it's going to be McDonough again. Trying to get the firepower out. Here comes face-off to the left of Reddick. And it's 3 against 4. As Ian Boyce goes for it. Can't get it. Up top, here comes DeGray. He's looking. Right side. Got to force it. At the net. The shot. Front of the goal. Cleared wide. Left side in the corner. After it, Richardson. Around behind the net. After this one comes Lucic. Lucic in hard. Takes his man off the play. One time. Nicely cleared to center ice. Man onside on the play. Anybody? Nope. McDonald's got to come back. Now it's still power play time on a one-man advantage for San Diego as here comes Lindy Ruff, starts back up ice. Wilkie coming out now to recover on D. Ruff off the boards, around behind the net. Left behind the goal by Pokey. Reddick out the near boards. And look out in front of the net. It comes. Arneal trying to send it loose. All right, they got a man in front of the net. All the way at the point to Gray, back to the zone to Arneal. Front of the net, Lamoureux. Up comes DeGray. In he walks, shoots, save, and a rebound coming to the Komets. Now back out of the zone comes the Komets as it is cleared nicely by Ian Boyce. Change the penalty killers now. Still a minute plus a handful of seconds. Here they come again. Moving is DeGray to the Fort Wayne line. Into the zone he goes. All the way through, and it's poked loose and outside the zone. Back this time for the play, McSween. Back he comes to the line. Can't get it. Poke check loose by David Smith. All the way cross rink out to center. Cross it comes now to Hodge. Hodge left side. Ruff going in deep left. Offside. San Diego on the play. A trap inside the zone, I believe, was Arneal. Checking it off in the face-off outside the line. 13:41. Still left in period 2. Power play with 44 seconds to go for San Diego. 4-1 Komets.
Boyce and Hankinson doing a tremendous job killing the penalty. 44 seconds remaining. They just got to change, but they've really set the tone. In the first period on Friday night, killing off 5 penalties, and here again tonight, they've done an outstanding job penalty killing.
Dave Smith for the Komets, ready to draw against Kenny Hodge just outside the Fort Wayne line. Davidson and Smith, the penalty killers. Here we come. 4-1, Komets with the 3 goal balls. Everybody edging in. Anderson and Lucic trying to tie each other up. Now they let it go, and it's kicked all the way back to Cernich at his own blue line. Came back over center, fired it around. Oh, took a funny bounce off the zone. As it is Richardson who gets a chunk of it and clears it back inside the San Diego corner. Cernich behind his own net now. Back up the zone he comes as Komets move in, pick up their wing. Cernich coming to center, and where'd it go? Pick it up quick, and you'll have an icing. Lucic trying to fire it out of the zone. It's out. Offside, the call. Whistle blew. Anderson waiting around saying, what's this? But it was definitely offside.
Can't believe Tom Wardell didn't blow that dead immediately. The puck went from the shot in. It was outside. It was shot in and tipped by a San Diego player, and there should have been a whistle immediately, and Pokey had to come up with a save.
Got his hand up but forgot to blow the whistle.
That's exactly right.
Silent signals here. 12 seconds still left in the power play to San Diego. The Komets with a 4-1 lead. As Al Sim Shirley, after a 4-0 lead, told the guys 1 goal, settle down, settle down. Paul Willett back to face off against Kenny Hodge now, just outside the Komet blue line. 12 seconds left in their power play. Here it comes, kept at the neutral zone. Rough cross rink, picked up there into the zone. Wide, Chapdelaine coming off to the side of the net. Komets clear at the length of the rink again. That'll take the rest of the power play loose as Lindy Ruff back one more time. Power play's over. Kelly Hurd coming on. Here comes Ruff back up ice on his way to center. Long pass on the wing goes to Hodge. To Shank up front. Ruff is there all the way cross ring. Then on the shot. Score wide of the net. Oh my! Now here comes Wilkie. Back out of the zone all the way to center. Ruff knocks it down. Back they come again. At the line, turned into the corner. Look out, Pokey. Here they come one more time. Around the near side now, Kevin McDonald. Back up the near boards to Paul Willett. Willett into the zone to Hurd. Hurd off to Igor. Back to Hurd. He fires. Rebound. Where'd it go? Hanging on. Comes the goaltender. Back up it comes, and all the way back into the Fort Wayne zone. As that time, a real tester, and Malarchuk didn't know whether he had it or not as he came way out of his net to cut the angle.
Great three-way passing play at the blue line. There again, it was that transition game where Fort Wayne moved in 3-on-2, and they got a great shot. Malarchuk made a nice save.
Icing the call. Face-off back inside the San Diego zone. 12-13 still left. We're looking at period 2. 4-1 Komets, and on whoa, Komet hockey. Trying to go through the zone. Tied up in traffic, and here they come. Back at center now. Lambert, long drive off the glass into the Fort Wayne corner and up into the crowd. So the face-off moves back to the neutral zone.
Lambert cranked a slash shot from the red line and went off the top of the glass about 20 rows back. You have to wonder what he's doing. He had a whole zone to skate.
Reddick just watched it sail over the top, and Pokey is very, very good about not moving on plays that don't cover the net unless he feels he has to handle it to help his wingers or his defense. Face-off comes back outside the Fort Wayne line one more time as Mitch Lamoureux on the draw against Sylvain Couturier. Colin Chin, our guest between the second and third period. 12:02 left in this one, 4-1 Komets, as it's Lambert getting the draw into the zone, and Komets take over. Out top it comes, kicked away one, look out. Here they come to center as Savage trying to jam it loose, couldn't get to it. Komets out, pressure on the puck. McSween now run off by Couturier. Into the zone it comes, look out, in front of the net. A drive, oh, Pokey, what a save. And they're in on Reddick again. McSween went right after Reddick.
Pokey's upset.
And Reddick's going to throw a few back. They really want Reddick bad.
Pokey's trying to take that blocker and knock somebody's head off. The puck went into the corner, and Pokey went behind the net to play, and it came right out in front, and great reflexes. He got back and nabbed a fabulous glove save.
So down on his knees now, Perry Anderson. He must be looking for a contact lens, I believe. And they're going to clear the rest of them out of here, and let's see how the call is going to be made. Very interesting call, whatever it's going to be. At 8:18 is the time. 8:18. And we'll see how they make the call. Still looking for a contact lens. And it will be a San Diego penalty.
Mitch Lamoureux stepping into the box. We'll wait for the call.
Lamoureux had a bunch of them last night. And Anderson is still chopping away at Reddick.
I think Pokey got a couple of good shots in it.
Well, he had one coming. They've been working him over pretty hard. He might as well throw one at him and get away with it.
How about 1 or 10 and hit him?
All right, we're looking at 11:42 still to go in period number 2, and we're looking now, I believe, depending on how they call it, will there be a power play? Will there be a what? I can't tell you.
Still no Fort Wayne players headed to the box, and now we've got two San Diego Gulls stepping
Anderson
into the box.
In there now.
This could be an interesting call.
At 8:18, and what it is, I don't know yet.
The Graham boys talking.
All right, here comes the Fort Wayne penalty box.
Oh, they got Pokey now. A double minor for roughing the Pokey.
A rough. A what?
A charge to Perry Anderson.
To Anderson, and Reddick with a double minor for a rough. So that does what to us? Keeps things about the way it ought to, I guess, as Reddick was getting sick and tired of what was going on, so Scotty Gruhl's going to sit out the double minor. That'll wipe out the penalty situation. Both teams will play right now at full strength. So here we come with the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone.
Fort Wayne should have a power play right now because that's a 4-minute penalty to Pokey. And San Diego will be serving two 2-minute minors.
Yeah, they wipe them off. It's a strange way to do their accounting, but they wipe them off and nothing shows on the board, and both teams play at equal strength, which I've never been able to figure out, but that's what they call it.
Rules of the 90s.
11:42 left in period number 2, and Pokey's fan club is warming up. He loves it.
The San Diego Arena is now chanting Pokey in unison, and I think they've finally gotten into the game.
All right, here we come in the corner. Richardson around behind the net. Go for it. Look out front. Here they come again. Komets now lost the zone for a moment. Wilkie deep in the corner, tying his man up. He's banged along the head. Nice check, Komets. Wilkie coming out. And Wilkie can't get it out again. Now they're weak pass in the corner. Look out, up front it comes. Can't play it one more time. Komets trying to get it out. They lost it again. They're losing their cool. Front of the net, look out. Now cleared up the board. Ian Boyce says, let's get rid of this and start over. They didn't get it out again. Here they go. Front of the net. Reddick got it out of the zone. Up the near boards and out at neutral ice. It finally comes. Turn back into the zone. Everybody's got to move it. And the Komets just plain lost it for a minute here. Now here comes Bobby Wilkie. Out at center as Wilkie gets it back. Into the zone he goes. Lost it again. Now it is Grant Richardson who sends it deep. Komets are going to have to settle down. A little excited right now. Back up they come. McSween still in his own zone. Igor almost stole the puck from McSween. Off behind the net. Willett drives his man off the play. Up the near boards they come as Igor checking from behind. Still after Anderson. Can't get to him. Behind the net. Reddick around the boards. Back up it comes one more time, and Igor starts to center. Here's Igor at the line now. In he goes across the D. All the way out front, and pulled off to play hard was Willett. So the offside cancels. The rush face-off goes outside the San Diego line. 10:26 to go, period 2. Komets 4, the San Diego Gulls 1 here at the arena in San Diego, California.
QB McDonough.
Dave Smith out for the face-off now as he and McDonough just outside the San Diego blue line for the draw. 10:26 still left. We're looking at period number 2. And it came loose all the way out at center ice, and it is Guy Dupuis from center. Guy pumps it all the way into the San Diego corner, covered by the defender. Kornich coming back up ice. Cernich now all the way to center. Knocked down there. Komets have it and tip it right back inside the line as Coutrier got a stick on that one. Back out now San Diego one more time up the wing, and moving is Cernich at center into the Fort Wayne zone. Hurry up, get to it. They couldn't do it, and it stays onside. Now it is Dupuis coming around the near boards. Komets have it. Out it comes to center. Long lead pass, and now San Diego is really putting the clutch and grab on. Up we come. Lusig takes his man off the play. Still has the puck banged away one time by Arneal. In it comes, intercepted Dave Smith. Smitty now on the play. Into the zone it goes, and around behind the net. Drilled from behind was Smith. Back comes San Diego. As trying to move it now is Ian Boyce. Can't get to it. Fired behind the net. Picked up there as here we come one more time. Komets coming out of the zone. All the way to center. Lead pass going to the San Diego line. They're loosening it up a little bit now. Turned loose one more time. Here we go with Boyce. Can't get to the puck. Round it comes out the far side. Back out of the zone. San Diego coming to the Fort Wayne line. Into the corner goes to Lambert. Broken up nicely on the play. Komets have it at center ice. Tipped wide in the defense. Back forward again. Floyd now trying to make it work. Over center ice as Dupuis nicely takes his man McKechnie off the puck, up the boards, and out it comes, but right back inside the San Diego zone. It'll go into the Fort Wayne zone as they rip a shot, and it came up over the glass and got somebody right behind the San Diego bench, I believe, as the Gulls beginning to up the tempo. On WoWo, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Right now,
Ready for the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone as it's going to be Hodge and Willett. Komets have it into the corner now. Lusig taken off by Shank. Up the near boards it is Hurd. He can't get it out of the zone. Komets get it back, fed up to Hurd. What's this? Oh, come on.
Called a hand pass in the zone there, and Fort Wayne breaking out.
Was he outside in the neutral zone or what?
I think he was in the defensive zone.
8:43 still left. We're period 2. Maybe it was a stick played above the shoulder. I'm not sure.
Grant Richardson going to the locker room. He's got a bad skate, and looks like he's going to go off and get it resharpened, and should return shortly.
Guy Dupuis back out now on the blue line, along with Terry Lusig. Paul Willett back on the face-off against Kenny Hodge just inside the Fort Wayne zone. Here we come, all the way to the defense. Now Guy's got it back. God, Guy, come on! Look out, it's a goal! What a save, Reddick, and another save. And they make it, and Reddick is on it and smothers it as the Komets, with 2 bad mistakes in their own end, and Reddick bails them out that time.
Dupuis gave it away, and Shank ended up all by himself in front, and Pokey absolutely stoned him. And what's amazing is he makes such a great save. He covers the rebound, and Daniel Shank for the San Diego Gulls, the crybaby that he is, he stands and complains to the referee, Dennis LaRue, about something. It's got to be a frustration level.
8:36 still to go. We're period 2, 4-1. Komets face-off stays Fort Wayne zone, and for the moment, the Komets have kind of lost their composure here, and they're going to have to get it back. Whatever group it's going to take to do it, they got to do it.
Since the San Diego goal, the Gulls goal, the crowd has gotten into it, and San Diego's skated at a much better tempo than they had the first period, the first couple of minutes of the second period.
McDonough, Arneal, and Anderson up front now as Dudley's going with the cash right now for the faceoff. Dave Smith against McDonough. Ready. Smitty steps away for a moment as McDonald and Arneal kind of duel on the near boards a little bit. Are we ready? Now we are. Here it comes. Kick back into the corner one more time as it's Wilkie around the far board. Look out as it is Sylvain Cote. Checked off hard on the puck. McDonough now rolled into the corner. Can't play it. Back up they come one more time. Trying to fight for the puck. Smith into the corner as Coutrier can't get it. Now it's out. Knocked in at the point. DeGray with a drive that's wide of the net. Left point. Ruff with another one wide. That hit somebody. Went right through the goal crease. They got to get this zone under control again. Here they come back in the corner now. It's McDonald. Oh, no. Up the boards they come as they can't get it again. Hokie kicks it out again. They got a man in front. Look out. They can't control it. They're all over Fort Wayne in front of it. Look at them chopping. Down to the front of the net they come again. Clear it. Now they get it cleared.
Hokie had no stick for about 30 seconds there.
All right, here goes Savvy in, knocking Ruff off the puck. Komets get it back. Wilkie dumps it right back into the zone. Ruff back to make the play. Komets onside. Dupuis going deep. Ties Lambert up. Up out of the zone they come again. Hankinson knocks it loose. Can't play it. Hank's got it back. Wheels it back into the zone. And Lambert and Dupuis are rolling around. There's a holding call. And I guess they're going to give it to Dupuis.
Dupuis will get flagged for holding there. They both held each other. Dupuis ends up with the call.
So that one came at 12:30.
A minute ago, Lindy Ruff fired from the point. Hokie had come out to cut down the angle. The puck was by him, and it hit Scott Arnell. It would have been a goal if it had not hit Arnell.
So the Komets just going to have to settle it down, and I'm sure Al's hoping the clock keeps running. He's got to talk to these guys. On Wowo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Radio 1190.
Look out. Komets behind their own net. Can't get the play in front of the net. Reddick's got this one and hangs on. Hokie with a puck and hanging on as they're trying to hold the defender McKegney out of there. And they do. As they're throwing everything they've got loose in front of that net to get as much traffic in front of Reddick as they can, hoping something's going to happen. They're just running right to the net, camping there, and we're going to have to peel them off and get them out of there.
That's the 15-minute mark of the second period when Fort Wayne was ahead 4-0. It looks like the ice is tilted the wrong way because San Diego's played very, very well. The crowd's into the game, and Hokie's been called upon to make some great, great saves as he has all playoff long.
Davidson now in the face-off circle for the Komets, and he'll go in against Kenny Hodge. Dave Smith, Kevin McDonald, Kerry Lusick, the penalty killers. 1:36 left in the power play. 4-1 Komets. 7:06 to go, period 2, over the San Diego Gulls here at the arena in San Diego. Game 2, Turner Cup Championship round.
Daniel
Ready.
Shank,
Here we come again. Nicely cleared the length of the rink that time. Shank getting a high stick on the play. This guy is really a nut. Here he comes back the other way as David Smith taking a piece of him, gets a stick on him. Round behind the net, far boards it goes. Look out, coming out of the zone, Komet. As it is Lusick trying to get to it on the near boards. Back deep in the corner now, it is McDonald. He knocks Shank right off the puck. In goes Lusick, takes Shank off the play. Komets have it, nicely dumping it out is David Smith. They'll try it again. Now, Davidson getting away from one check. In goes Arneal to the zone. Can't make the play. Leaves it at the point to DeGray. DeGray in the net. Nice save, Reddick again. Far side, Hodge out at the point, right side. Back down the right boards. Hodge in the corner. Can't get the play. Cross rink it comes now to McSween. Back to Hodge. He fires. Save again. Held in at the point, left side, McSween. McSween coming out, looking for room. Deep in the corner, Arneal. Arneal can't find it. All the way at the top, McSween. Right side it comes to Gray. Right corner. Back out they come again. Hodge can't find it. In front of the net. Tip wide. Komets can't play it. It's up into the crowd. We still have 29 seconds left in the power play. Face off in the Fort Wayne zone. 4-1 Fort Wayne.
Great play by Kevin McDonald. Cross-ice pass. He got the stick on it, sent it up into the crowd. San Diego's power play has shown some signs of life in the last couple of attempts here for really the first time in the series.
Well, they've got a little hope right now as they've got momentum going their way, and of course this is the thing they feel they can make work for them with their superior talent, quote unquote, and they're trying to get the pressure on. They've got 29 seconds left in this power play. They'd like to have something happen. It hasn't so far. As back into the face-off circle will be Mitch Lamoureux for San Diego. In the face-off circle, I believe, will be Peter Hankinson for the Fort Wayne Komets. Shy a man for 29 more seconds. Fort Wayne calls the timeout. Good move on Al's part. I think right now he's got to tell the guys, you got one timeout and you use it when you think you need it most. And right now is when the Komets need time just to cool it down, regroup, go back to their game plan, and they're going to be all right.
They've got a breather here. They've had some trouble in the last 10 minutes or so. But still, with all the opportunities that San Diego has had, they still only have one goal to show for it, and they still trail by 3. So you have to like that from the Komets standpoint.
4-1 we're looking at on the board. 5:59 to go. It's period 2, and on WoWo Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
Radio 1190.
Face off in the Fort Wayne zone now will be to the right of Reddick, as it's going to be Peter Hankinson to face off this time against Mitch Lamoureux. Komets still trying to kill off some power play. 29 seconds of it left. As Arneal and McDonald joust away again. A lot of strength going on in there. All right, we'll try it again. Hankinson ready. As this time McDonough goes into the circle. Hank and McDonough ready for the draw. Drops up pocket. Here they come, out the near side. Out it comes all the way to the point to Ruff. Ruff looks all the way left side to the net. Oh, and Reddick way out to challenge. Pokey coming back to the net, trying to get a man in front, all the way to the far side. They're all over Pokey. Here's a drive, and it's a rebound, and back out of the zone, held at the point. Now to Gray one more time, feeding right side. 7 seconds left in the power play. Broken up again, this time by Boyce. Back deep in the corner. Ruff now trying to move it. He can't get it. Deep to Arneal. Arneal to Ruff. Ruff coming out of the zone. It's Pokey with another save, and he hangs on.
Some great penalty killing by Ian Boyce. He blocked the shot. The Gray had a 20-foot slap shot. Boyce sacrificed his body. Got up. You could tell he was hurting. He stole the puck. Couldn't quite clear it, but he's still limping off. And about 8 or 9 minutes ago with a skate problem has not yet returned, and they missed his calm, cool, and collectedness back there.
All right, here we come as Lee Davidson back in the face-off circle for the Komets now, and he goes in with Floyd. Larry Floyd in the face-off circle. Here they come all the way out at the point. They're going to get another drive, and Pokey watched it go, and it's at neutral ice again. Back comes the defender now, moving McSween, but in deep goes Hurd to chase him down. Up the near boards, Lambert. Lambert cross rink all the way to the line. Perry Anderson coming to the zone. He fires, and Reddick's got it again.
Perry Anderson making a nice play there. He used Bob Wilkie as a screen there. Pokey saw through it, came up with another big glove save and held on.
A lot of trash talk out there. Lambert's really trying to hang it on to Reddick right now. He went up and bellied him up and yapped at him for a while.
He started before the game in the warm-up. Yeah. He was out there yakking at anybody who would listen to him, which there was nobody. But he ran his mouth for 5 or 6 minutes in the warm-up, and it's continued right on in here to the second period.
5:09 still to go. We're in period 2, and the Komets hold a 4-1 lead. Both teams are at full strength as Dave Smith for the Komets on the face-off against Floyd. Now Floyd in the circle. Smitty and Floyd after it here. Let's see what's going to happen to it. Turned out all the way to the point, right side. Here they come across, trying to get a shot screen. Knocked down in front of the net. Another drive wide of the net. Now coming after it, the Komets. As Wilkie in tight, trying to make the move. Pumping it up, and it's held in the zone again. Back in the corner. Wilkie's got this one. Now checked off hard. Up the near boards, and it's coming to center ice and all the way back inside the San Diego corner. as Savage in hard, trying to drive the defender McSween off the play. Can't do it. It's cleared cross ring. Back out they come. Fort Wayne zone. Wilkie's got it for the K's. All right, here's Wilk back out of his zone. All the way to Dave Smith, who's over the line. Pumps it all the way back on net. Kicked out into the corner by Malarchuk. Played by San Diego and McSween. Coming out, a little weak pass up the right side. Intercepted Hankinson. Hanky dumps it right back into the corner again. McSween off behind the net one more time with 4:20 to go. Up it comes Hankinson. Look at that. Stevenson ties him up to the front of the net. Knocked down. Back out it comes. And on the move to center ice, it's San Diego. All the way to the Fort Wayne zone. Shank going deep up in the middle. Drive. Knocked out of the zone one more time. All the way up top. Shank couldn't get a shot away. He's out. He fires. Pokey's got it and hangs on. Oh, and it's cleared to the corner. Here's Hankinson on the near board. Shank with a high stick on him on the play.
Fort Wayne going to be whistled for another penalty here for interference in front of the net. Shank was about 40 feet out, and Pokey was about 30 feet out. The puck, he made the initial save. The puck got by him. He turned around and dove and grabbed it. Yet there was no whistle.
Davidson will take the draw. Will take the penalty. So the Komets picked up their 14th penalty minute, and it came at 16:02. And it'll be power play coming up to the San Diego Gulls, and here on WoWo, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Radio 1190.
Contact West down in front of the Fort Wayne goal right now. Looking around for it. Whoever lost it, I don't know. 3:58 still left. We are in period number 2. Davidson calls for holding the stick. Power play time again to the San Diego Gulls, and the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone will be to the right of Reddick. And the Komets are going to really be getting weary of the penalty killing here pretty soon, as they've had a bunch of them in the second period of play.
Hankinson and Boyce have done a tremendous job. They have not given up a power play goal in the series, and now in game 2. But as you say, Bob, they're getting called on to be used an awful lot to kill off penalties.
All right, here we come. Hankinson again ready for the play. He'll face off in the circle against Mitch Lamoureux. Couple of short guys with a lot of leverage. Here we come. And Hank wheels it all the way to neutral ice. Good move. Covered up by Floyd. Floyd cross rink now to DeGray. DeGray back, and Floyd starts over center. Lead pass into the zone to John Anderson. Look out. You can't give Johnny room. It's broken up and knocked to center ice. Hankinson on a race with DeGray. Here's Hank and DeGray on the play. Following it was Boyce. Couldn't get to it. Komets can't play it. Lamoureux back out at center. Anderson into the zone. Wide right. He's there in front of the net. Drops it off on the play. Out front. A shot wide of the goal mouth. Picked up by who? The Komets out front of the net. Get up. Out at the top. Here's another drive, and it's out front again. Poked behind the net by Reddick. Out front again. This time it is Hankinson for the Komets. Whips it off the boards. Down in the zone it goes. And John Anderson makes the difference on the power play. He's cool. Waits for it to happen. Back through they come one more time. Now it's McDonough. Into the zone they go wide. Broken up once by Hurd. Hurd can't get to it. Now in comes Dave Smith. Kelly Hurd's got it. And he couldn't get it out of the zone. All the way wide. Left side. In front of the net. It went wide again. Now get it out of there. Way to go, Smitty. Hurd trying to get cute rather than dumping it, looking for a play. Get it out of there. Here we come again. Back up comes McSween at center. 2:40 left in period number 2. Arneal going deep, looking for a man in front of the net. Can't find him. McSween all the way out top, right side. Turned away. Here comes Dave Smith. He's got help with one other player on the zone. He fires! Malarchuk put it up in the crowd. Or did he? As Smith making his room, did the puck drop in or stay out?
It dropped in behind the net and was tied up and gets a well-deserved face-off for Fort Wayne. They're going to make a change here. The things that Fort Wayne was doing right in the first game, in the first period of this game, they're doing everything wrong now. They're trying to make that one extra fancy pass, and it's hurting them because they're giving the puck away in good shooting range for San Diego, and Pokey's called upon to make some good saves.
Richardson's back out again, so the blades are good and he's ready to go, and see how it goes. There's 28 seconds left in the power play to San Diego, but the faceoff is in their zone. 2:26 still left here in period number 2, and the Komets hold a 4-1 lead. And on WoWo, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Radio 1190.
Royce and Penny High Hodge ready for the faceoff to the right of Malarchuk in the San Diego zone. 4-1 Komets. 28 seconds left in the San Diego power play. And it's Boise now moving it deep in the corner. McSween picks it up. Boyce picked off by Ruff up the near boards, almost covered by Hankinson, and now it's Kenny Hodge again. Interference. Boyce was tripped off hard by DeGray. No call made. Here comes Ruff looking for Lambert. Doesn't have it. Off it comes near boards into the corner. It will be Richardson. Oh, bad pass around the far side. Look out. Can't get to it. They made a reach on it. Now knocked down up the near boards. Boyce can't get it at the point. McSween's got it there. Knocked down on the zone. Oh, look out. Front of the net. Komets get it. Now Guy Dupuis. Come on, Guy. Lead pass is good. In it goes to Davidson. Davidson in front of the net, trying to stick handle his way to the corner, is pushed off hard to the far board. Back out of the zone they come. At center ice, broken up nicely by Lucic. Now everybody back onside with 1:30. Back they come one more time as Davidson tied up in a check. Over center and driven in behind the Fort Wayne net it comes. Gruhl in trying to tie up Shank. Off into the corner. Who's got it? Lucic behind the net. Here comes Carey. Trying to hold it. He passed it off, and the man checked him off on the puck. Davidson, look out. Knocked down again. Davidson had it. Couldn't play it. Front of the net. Now it's Savage. Way to go, Savvy. Out to Scotty Gruhl. Take a look. Scotty coming to center. At the line. Now drives it deep into the zone. Off behind the net. Picked up by Chapdelaine. Almost overskated the play. Both teams full strength. Up it comes. In it goes as Coutrier couldn't get to it. Now they bounce it up the near board. Here he comes again. It's loose into the zone, and it'll be Savage now driving it into the corner. The penalty call will be against San Diego as it's touched up by DeGray. So at the 19:08 mark, penalty time against San Diego. And let's see how the call will be assessed. 19:08.
It'll be Terry Anderson for a cross-check. Really a needless penalty. The puck had already cleared the zone. He just went and took a shot at Grant Richardson.
Good time to have it at the end of the period. Let's see what we can get covered with it.
It really is. Everyone's bailing for the concession stands now, and I'd like to see him miss a goal here on the power play.
I'm ready for that. Face-off stays in the San Diego zone. The Komets with Willett, Smith, Chibirev. Savvy goes off. On comes Wilkie and Grant Richardson.
You know, Bob, it's Perry Anderson taking a kind of a stupid penalty there. San Diego's got all the momentum going, and it really just shows how undisciplined they've played in the series. And it can really hurt them, you know.
Let's see. We hope we can hurt them a little more now. Dave Smith now ready for the face-off, and he and Hubie McDonough in the face-off circle as it is San Diego killing penalty time. Because Malarchuk has stopped the bleeding pretty well. He hasn't had that many difficult shots as the momentum has gone the other way. Into the corner. Smith tumbled off the play, kept into the zone. Now it's Wilkie back in the corner. As DeGray going in hard, knocks Willett off the puck. Komets coming back, feeding it deeper into the corner. Behind the net, Komets have it. Oh, Willie trying to get it out front, couldn't do the job. Deep in the corner now, Wilkie around. He goes by one man into the corner. He's got it. Now trying to turn it loose. Ties up his man. Up the near boards. Here comes McDonough. All the way back in the Fort Wayne zone. He had a winger break and didn't see him come for it. All right, it's Grant Richardson now. Arneal going behind the net, putting a little pressure on, but here comes Grant back up the zone. Lead pass to Willett. Willett at center, coming to the line. In he goes all the way up front. Oh, and he gives it away as the pass was covered completely down in the zone. Richardson now on the play. Floyd chased him on the puck. Up it comes over center. Here's David Smith into the zone. He's got it. Held in by Willett. Willett can't play. On the zone. Whistle blows. Period is over. And at the end of 2, Komets 4, San Diego 1 on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Hockey on WoWo, Radio 1190.
Well, away we go. We've got 20 more minutes of hockey to see how this one's going to work out. The Komets holding a 4-1 lead. They're back at center ice for the face-off, and the Komets start with a power play. Sylvain, Couturier up at center for the Komets. Gruhl and Savage are the wingers. The defense with Richardson and Wilkie. Here we come as McDonough and Couturier to draw. Back it goes to Lindy Ruff, and he fires it the length of the rink. Around behind the net. After it comes Scotty Gruhl. Scotty in the corner. Up it comes near side. Cross rink it comes. Look out. Bad pass there, just a little sloppy, and they read that one off really easy. Here they come to the line. Now Gruhl's going to stay behind the net for a minute. Now feeds it loose, and the Komets having trouble coming out. Let's move it. Somebody's got to move around. Here we come. Wilkie back out ice, and it's Couturier. Cross rink now to Richardson. Don't go in there. That a boy. Coming near side, Gruhl wheels it into the zone. Hit hard from behind. Down he goes as Arneal checks him off. Up they come, back into the Fort Wayne zone again. 25 seconds left in the power play. Moving now is Guy Dupuis. Guy by one check, fires it at the line. Nice play into the zone. Savage to Chibirev. He got through the check, couldn't hold the play. Back comes Ruff. Ruff now coming to center. Chased off one time. Knocked down on the play. Back goes Coutrier. Way up in the air. Off behind the net. Almost made a slam dunk on that, Duver.
How about a field goal?
Yeah. Here we come now as moving out of the zone. Up the defense. Trying to get to it is DeGray at the line. Held in. Now out at center. Komets get it. Whip it back at the zone again. All the way behind the net. Left there by the goaltender Malarchuk. All the way up the board. Shank coming up the right side. Wheeling it all the way left as Ruff coming to the line. Wheels through the D. Knocked down there. Komets take it to center. After it as Hurd knocked down on the play. No call made. Komets get it back. Willie dump it in, which he does. Picked up by the defense. Turned out of the zone. Komets trying to get to it one more time. Back at the Komet line. In goes Lucic on the near board. In goes Lucic, swept off behind the net. After it, Kenny Hodge trying to get it out front. Can't do it. Behind the net, Arneal can't center it one more time. Komets get it as Willett has it back out of the zone. Come the Komets. On the move all the way to center, it's going to be McDonald. Mack now pumps it all the way in the corner. They get relief on the play. The lines change. Komets are coming back, and here comes San Diego again. Shank out at center to McKegney. McKegney going to the line. Fires it into the Fort Wayne zone. As Reddick took a look, up the near boards they come. Back into the corner. Look out, a drive, oh, pokey! Just cut a corner on that one. On the near zone, Boyce now gets a good check. Picked up behind the net, Lambert. Lambert can't get it. Near side it comes. Onto the corner as up in front of the net they try it again. Lambert trying to set it in front of the net. Reddick is there. Puts it out to the far corner. Hankinson can't get to it. Richardson around the far boards. Here comes Ian Boise. Got it finally to neutral ice. They put a lot of pressure on the Komets that time. Off behind the net, McKegney. Coming back up out of the zone. At center, into the zone they come as Lambert chased off nicely, and it's dumped to neutral ice again. McKegney in hard, checking off Hankinson in the zone. Ooh, bad bounce. Here comes Guy Dupuis. Move it, Guy. All right, at center to Hankinson. Hanky flips it wide of the net. Turned by Malarchuk to the corner. DeGray has got it there. Off behind the net, run out of the zone. John Anderson sends it off on the side of the net, far boards. Moving now, Lindy Ruff, and right through the slot, it's Smitty gets stripped off the play. Back it goes into the corner, off the near boards. Anderson at the zone, look out! Trying to kick it out of there was Reddick. Here's Savvy on the near boards. Hit again, up front it comes, they got a man loose. Off behind the net, Reddick gets that one. Out the near boards, Cats out at neutral ice. Back in it comes, Komets have it. On the move, Couturier. Lead pass to Savvy. Savvy going through the defense. Checked off the play hard by Ruff. Back up the boards it comes. Savvy got it. Couldn't hold it. Here they come. At center, 2-on-2. Going to the line, McDonough. Going across the zone. It came loose one time. McDonough chased off the play. Igor's got it. Igor up to near boards. Kept in left wing. McSwain. McSwain to the corner. Trying to get it again. Back out it comes. Igor can't play this one. Now right side. They're pressing. All the way off behind the net. It's Pokey in front of the net and hangs on. And about that time, it was Richardson. He delivered somebody, I believe McDonough, right on the seat of his pants. 15:53. Still to go in the match. 4-1 Komets on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
In the Turner 1190.
Off in the Fort Wayne zone. 15:53 left in the match as Willett and Hodge for the draw to the left to Reddick in the Fort Wayne zone. It's 4-1 Komets. Willie now trying to tie his man up. Deep into the corner goes Shank. He's chased off nicely by Wilkie. Down in the corner they go, off behind the net. And look at this. I mean, Shank is jamming away at anybody he can get a hold of. Up the boards it comes out to center ice. And Shank really put the hammer, that time on Wilkie down in the corner. Shank coming back up again. Wilkie chased him off the play. They duel for the loose puck. Down in the boards deep. Coming out to center. Shank and Willett. But now it's dumped all the way back. Here goes Scotty Gruhl. Deep in the corner after the loose puck. He's got it around behind the net. Scotty still got the play. Trying to dump it loose. He's got it on the near board. Still battles for it. Into the corner goes Kelly Hurd. They'll get a whistle in the face-off as Scotty Gruhl really giving it everything he had. Good move by the old vet.
Sure is. I'll tell you, even though San Diego has carried the play here, Fort Wayne's keeping their composure, unlike the second period. One thing that I'm amused by is that Daniel Shank, every time he's on the ice, for a guy that had 90-plus points as their leading scorer in the playoffs, he's looking to take somebody's head off with a stick more than he's worried about handling the puck and stuff like that.
That's a rap he's always had, and that's why he's never gone anywhere. He spends so much time off the ice that he just can't reach his potential. All right, here we come, as it's going to be Lee Davidson back on the draw, this time against Mitch Lamoureux outside the San Diego zone. Into the corner, it's down by Chapdelaine. Cross rink, it comes to DeGray. DeGray starts back up ice, keeps moving with the puck to the Fort Wayne line. Turned nicely by Lamoureux off behind the net, but he flips it up into the crowd, and the faceoff stays in the neutral zone.
Another bad bounce off the boards. There's so many bad bounces here, and that's Lambert just dumped it along the dasher, and it hit and bounced right up over the glass. And the goalies have really had a tough time, both Pokey Reddick and Malarchuk.
That gets pretty scary after a while, because you don't know where it's coming from next.
They go to block the puck behind the net, and it ends up out in the front or the face-off circle, and the opposing team gets a good shot.
15:05 still left in this match. 4-1, Komets lead. Lee Davidson again back on the draw against Mitch Lamoureux in the neutral zone. Komets get it back again. Go after it, Louis. He's got it. And around behind the net he comes. They're going to chase, can't do it. Barry Anderson. As Lucic staying there, just kind of waiting to see where it's going. Oh, look out. Knocked down, but no, it goes to center ice, and the race is on. DeGray wins it back into his own zone deep, as it is going to be Lee Davidson with a little pressure on the play. Cross rink, it comes out of the zone. Hankinson chased it back deep in the corner as Hank does his job. Now, DeGray around the far boards, picked up by Barry Anderson, dumped back into the zone one more time. And out front it came. Nobody there to take the play, and Ian Boyce recovers on that one. Coming back out of the zone, all the way to the Fort Wayne line. Deep into the left side goes Floyd. Floyd shot, save. Reddick hangs on.
High and wide, Pokey grabs it. One thing that's interesting is the strategy by Coach Rick Dudley for the Gulls. Fort Wayne set up behind the net, and yet he's not forechecking. He's got two men coming back, and he's got a center in position in front of Reddick, and he's down 3 goals and facing a 2-0 deficit here, and he's not forechecking with one man, let alone two.
And we're coming out high every time, and he's got nobody up.
That's exactly right.
14:24 still left in this match. 4-1 Komets lead on Wovo. This is Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
1190.
Now moving around the boards as it's kept into the zone. Couturier tips to neutral ice. Back comes John Anderson, tipped in deep, and we have the stick played, or the puck played rather, with the stick above the shoulder. That draws a whistle. 13:57 still left. We're period 3. The Komets 4, San Diego Gulls 1. Game 2, Turner Cup Championship round with 13 minutes and 57 seconds left in this match. The Komets won the opener here Friday night, 7-1. And we understand that we had a call from a lonesome stranger on down the line, Bob Kaiser from Kansas City. And, of course, he's the play-by-play man for the Blades and had been up in Flint and around the territory, an old IHLer, kind of wondering how things were going. Komets again face it off. Deep inside the corner it comes, and around comes San Diego one more time. 13.5 to go. Up they come. Willett steps into the play. Back it comes, as it is Wilkie who dumps it right back in the corner again. McSween, oh, right to the net. Big bounce, another one of those crazy bounces that Kevin was talking about. And it's a good thing Malarchuk was on the money, because right in front of him, Lee Davidson almost cashed.
The puck went into the far corner. It hit and came right in front, and Malarchuk was alert on the play. It looked like Kelly Hurd got the shot, and Malarchuk was up to the task.
So the faceoff stays inside the San Diego zone, and it will be to the left of Malarchuk with 13:38 left on the clock, and it's 4-1 Komets at the moment, as Paul Willett now back into the faceoff circle, and he'll be against, I believe, Kenny Hodge.
Komets using their superior speed here now, too, and they're keeping the game in control.
Willett now tapped back deep in the corner. Chapdelaine picking it up. Komets come up hard, check their man at the line. Here's Hodge whipping it back into the far corner. Komets take one man off the play. Look out, high in the air. Komets have it back behind the net. Round the far boards, give it loose. Chapdelaine coming deep in the corner. They got a man in front of the net, can't play the puck. All the way up top, all the way to the left side now. They're looking, front of the net, block Komets again. Out of the zone they come, as it's going to be Igor coming loose with it again. Now can't play it. On the zone, McSween knocks it loose. Back comes Hodge. Deep into the corner it comes, and knocked down by the Komets. As Igor, by one, lost it, Back come the Komets again as Wilkie, here's Wilk on his way. He's slashed hard. In he goes wide right side, still has it. Sweeps it into the corner. Took a two-hander and no call. Hankinson deep as he's tied up and punched out by DeGray. Coming up with it anyway. Komets still hold the puck in the corner. Up it comes again as Hankinson in. Rides Shank off the puck. Shank on the near boards. Davidson is pushed hard off the play by McSween, and here they come. At center, to the line. Shank coming to the zone. All the way to the corner. Chased off nicely. Komets, here they come. Up the near zone. Hankinson feeds it into the corner. Back it comes, and all the way to the corner of the net. Handled by Malarchuk. Around the far boards. Picked up by Boyce. Boyce to the front of the net. Can't play it. Round they come. Picked up on the zone. And I didn't see what happened there, but here we come. Back we come again. In wide. Komets have it back. Here's Dupuis. Up the boards. Back it comes all the way back in the San Diego corner, and icing will be called here on WoWo. Comet Hockey. With 12:01 left in the match. 4-1 to score. Komets lead San Diego here at the arena. Game 2. And a big face-off for Dave Smith to get involved in. As trying to break through the zone, but couldn't make it, was Denny Lambert.
Shank cross-checked Lucic from behind as they were following the play up, and then ran to the bench as Lucic turned around to look to see who hit him.
Thought typical for the case. Now out at the point. Look out. It is rough. Third drive knocked down in front of the net as it is turned by the Komets all the way back inside the San Diego corner. As out it comes, Ruff gets the touch, icing to call as Savage put the pressure on him. So, face-off all the way back inside the Fort Wayne zone again. To the left of Pokey Reddick with 11:50 left in the match. And the Komets with a 4-1 lead here in Game 2. Turner Cup Championship round. The Komets and San Diego Gulls as the Komets win Game 1 here Friday night by a 7-1 count. At the moment, they're leading 4-1, but San Diego playing a much different game and really pressing hard to get this one back together. Again, Smith on the draw against Lamoureux out to the point. Here's a drive. Oh, Pokey's got it. Front of the net. Here they come. Another drive. Another save. Get around, Pokey, buddy. Boy, the Komets really smothering the defense. Off the near side. Great play, McDonald. Far boards. Komets with it. Up the zone. And what do we have? Oh, and two of the Gulls collide. And the penalty call will be Fort Wayne on a cross-check, I believe. That one came at 8-2-4.
Looks like Dave Smith's going to take the penalty. Actually, Pokey made a very nice save, but the rebound squirted away from him. Komets got a little loose in their zone behind the net. Dave Smith took the penalty, knocking somebody down as he attempted to take another shot.
Power play coming now, San Diego. And they've dipped it up a notch.
One thing Fort Wayne's doing, though, as they start to get a little loose in their end, they're taking and slowing the game down. They're dumping the puck, taking the icing.
Cross-checks the call. Face-off inside the Fort Wayne zone. Hodge back. He has Arneal and McDonough, the wingers. And the point men now, DeGray and Floyd. For the Komets, in on the face-off will be Ian Boyce. So Boyce, Hankinson, Wilkie, and Lucic. Ready, big face-off here. As Boyce tying his man up, trying to get to it. Out at the point, here's DeGray. DeGray can't find a man. Wheels it back into the corner to Hodge. Hodge checked off one time. Komets got it. Nicely knocking the length of the rink, Wilkie. Back deep in the San Diego corner. All right, DeGray back to handle the play. Brown behind his net. Here they come up again as Hankinson chasing his man. Wide it comes, Fort Wayne zone. Wilkie trying to poke his man off the puck. Round behind the net, Arneal all the way far side. Staying behind the net, Arneal rubbed off by Wilkie. Wilkie can't get the puck, but here comes Lucic. Around the boards and held in. Back in the corner again. Lucic tying his man up front of the net. Nice play. Wilkie, 3-on-2. Here goes Hankinson, trying to get around DeGray. He does. Pull down on the play, trying to get a shot away, no call. Here comes San Diego, back up ice again. All the way to center, coming to the Fort Wayne line. Deep to the corner, looking for Shank to break to the net. He couldn't get it. Taken off nicely by Ian Boyce. Shank coming up the right side. He's out front again, trying to play it. Another shot, another save. Shank trying to get it. One more time. Pokey's got it again. Reddick with a great save. Here they come, scrambling in front of the net. Up, Pokey. Get up, man. But it's instead going to be knocked down by Hankinson. Couldn't get it out again. Reddick is back. Shank in front of the net. Watch him. Watch Shank in front of the net. Now he goes to the corner. He's going to put it on somebody, which he does.
Unbelievable. Shank's all by himself in front, and he runs to the corner to hit somebody.
10-13 still left in this match. It is 4-1 Komets, 38 seconds still left on the power play to San Diego. Faceoff stays in the Fort Wayne zone. I was more concerned about Shank throwing a cheap shot on Pokey because the referee had no idea where Shank was sitting, but he didn't do that.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you, Pokey made a heck of a save on Ken Hodges all by himself. He stopped the initial shot. No Fort Wayne defenseman to clear the rebound, and Pokey kicked out his left leg and made a fabulous save.
10-13 left on this match. It is 4-1 Komets, and in 38 more seconds, the Komets will come back. 57-29 the crowd tonight. Or 75-29, yeah. All right, here we come. This time, Lee Davidson on the draw for the Fort Wayne Komets against Mitch Lamoureux. Here we come. Ready, set. Hey, out to the point it came. From the point, Ruff looking, can't play. Feeds down the boards. Back out to Ruff at the top. All the way across rink, held at the top. McSween now back in the corner. Can't get it. All the way up one more time. McSween all the way to the left side. Got a man in front of the net. Couldn't score. Pokey knocks it up in the crowd. Got just a chunk of that one. Just enough.
Actually, Lucic slid made a great play. Got a piece of it and deflected it. And Pokey then knocked it out over the glass.
Lamoureux yakking to LaRue right now about whatever it's going to be, but the faceoff is back outside the zone. Apparently went off a San Diego player. 23 seconds left in the power play, and the Komets have the faceoff and neutral ice.
Fort Wayne's held off a couple of power play attempts so far. 9:58 remaining in the game, and they still lead 4-1. San Diego fans now trying to get their team pumped up here, and Fort Wayne's really held quite kitty by the door so far.
Lamoureux now, and Davidson for the faceoff into the zone. It goes, get to it, and got to it slow. Here's Anderson looking around, trying to get up front. Pull up the slot. McSween the drive, and it's broken up that time by Ian Boyce. Turn to center ice as Boyce paid the price. Boyce now takes a look. Here they come back again. Get up, Ian. Here they come. All the way back into the corner. And Boise's just about dazed on that one. They got a man up front. One more time. Komets cleared to neutral ice. Onside. Here we go. Dave Smith in the zone. He fires, and a save by Larchuk. Out behind the net. Both teams full strength. Up the middle it comes. Trying to move it out to center ice. Can't play it again. And the Komets this time are dragged off the puck. At the zone. Loose comes San Diego. Fort Wayne line. In goes Anderson. Front of the net. Blocked nicely on the play. And the penalty called against San Diego as Wilkie was down making the block on the shot, and somebody went after him with a stick.
Lamoureux's going to get a high stick, it looks like. I'll tell you, Ian Boyce made an unbelievable play there. He slid across to the slot. When he slid, he actually rolled too far, and when the slap shot came from, I believe, Lindsey Ruff, it hit him right square in the back, and you could just feel for him. He got up, picked up his stick, and cleared the puck and sent Smith on the breakaway.
One thing about Boise, when he's on the ice, as long as he can stand, he does his job and does it well. And he was fatigued as well as hurt by the end of that one, but he never lost sight of the play. When back covered his man, got the puck loose as hard as it hurt, and got it out. And that's the kind of heart that doesn't show outside anybody.
You never outwork him. He made that great clearing play, and Smith picked the puck up coming out of the penalty box and went in. Larchuk made a nice save on him.
Komets with a power play. Coutrier on the faceoff. That's the neutral zone. Back goal to go. Couturier now in trying to check Floyd off the puck. And Couturier gets by the check. Komets stepping into the play. Here we come is Scotty Gruhl. Back he comes, Scotty. Oh, look out in front of the net. Komets going too deep. Now move it out of the zone. Here we come. Gruhl on his way. Waited too long. Now finally backhands it into the corner. Round behind the net. Here goes Savvy on the boards in the corner. Back up it comes. Kept in by Wilkie. Down into the corner. Down goes Savvy, rolling along. Gruhl goes in, checks his man off. Bob Wilkie back at the neutral zone. Where's Bobby going? Up the middle to Savage. Savage into Gruhl. Scotty looks, going to the corner. Fires it off behind the net, far side, kept into the zone by Richardson. To Gruhl. Gruhl trying to get it out front. Now it's Couturier. He's got it. Pumps straight up into the front spot. Here it is as Wilkie sweeps it back into the corner. Gruhl after it. Gets away from the gray. Out front. Oh, a shot and a save. As that time Couturier was on close. Here comes San Diego, but they dump it all the way back in the Fort Wayne zone. 8:10 to go. We're period 3. Power play with still a minute to go. 4-1 Komets lead. One man to forecheck Arneal. Up the zone. Willett can't hold the play. Back goes McDonough. Willie skates him off the puck in the corner. McDonough survives. Out it comes. Kept out now by Guy Dupuis. Take a look. All right, now it is Wilkie. Oh, look out. He waited too long. Now, here's Guy Dupuis. Dupuis all the way up, left side, into the zone, and trying to pull it in with his hand was Igor. Couldn't make it, but down goes Lindy Ruff deep in his own zone. 7:38. Look out. Long shot all the way up into the crowd behind the Fort Wayne bench, and the faceoff goes right back inside the San Diego zone. 7:36 in the match. 4-1 Komets on WoWo. Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
WoWo, Radio 1190.
Here we come, ready to go. Davy Smith on the draw, ties it loose for a moment, can't get to it. Puck came away, up the near boards, and the Komets have it. Igor at the neutral zone, a rolling puck. Cross rink it comes as Lucic over the zone, tips it deep inside. Oh, bad bounce again, and that time almost caught in the play was the goaltender Malarchuk. Komets back, makes the move. Here we come with Guy Dupuis, back up ice. He outskates one check, feeds to center ice at the San Diego line, knocked down, turned back in the corner, and behind the net, Komets have it. Lucic is going to be chased up the near boards. It is Boyce who just turns it to neutral ice. On the line, Boyce now moves out at center, takes it away from Hodge, can't hang on to it as it's turned wide. Fort Wayne line, picked up Dupuis, whips it long into the zone. Back in the corner as Boyce hooked off the puck by Lindy Ruff. San Diego with 6.5 left, coming back out of the zone, wide left side. Here they come, Ruff on the way to center. Ruff to the Fort Wayne line. Deep he goes, trying to come in front. Oh, and he hit the crossbar. He hit the crossbar. Komets coming up with it again. Out at center, on the move, Hankinson. Hank one-on-one, and he goes wide right, fires! I wasn't watching what happened to Pokey at the other end.
On the shot on the crossbar, Pokey might have pulled a muscle. He's very slow to get off.
Here we come now. Down they come one more time. Can't do it again. Out the near board. Hankinson's onside, but he's gassed. He cannot go. Reddick standing there slowly. As back for the touch goes Ruff, and we have an icing call. And Pokey apparently has got a problem with his equipment, and they want to get that straightened out as quickly as they can. 6:11 still to go. We're looking at period 3. It is 4-1 Komets, and on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
On WoWo, Radio 1190.
All right, Komets clear the puck to neutral ice as it's turned all the way back in the zone by Chapdelaine. Around behind the net, Bob Wilkie with the puck now. Wilk taking a look around, trying to find some room. All the way out the boards, he comes at center to Savage. Savage over the zone, weak pass. Savage gets it back, dumps it into the zone. He's checked off the play. Tries for it again. Now it is San Diego, cross rink, DeGray. DeGray chased off once by Smith, picked up instead. John Anderson fires it into the corner. Now Wilkie dumps it out to neutral ice all the way to the San Diego line, but it's the Komets instead who dump the puck deep into the corner. Coutrier. San Diego all the way back up the near boards. Komets getting on him in a hurry right now. Up the near side it comes, cross rink and out of the zone. It's going to be Gurnage coming up as he sends it into the Fort Wayne zone. Bad bounce. Get it out of there. Willie, look out. Here they come. One more man into the zone. Deep in the corner, Willett trying to get the play off the near boards, and it's going to be Hurd. He has it kept in the zone again. At the side of the net. Komets get it one more time. Willett on the boards with McDonough. In goes Perry Anderson, but he's nicely taken off by Guy Dupuis and knocked flat. Here they go, battling on it one more time. They'll get a whistle and get a face-off. 4:58 still left in this match. Face-off, Fort Wayne zone on WoWo Komet hockey.
Leader, WoWo, Radio 1190.
Come one more time. They're skating and they fire, and it goes wide right side all the way up on the far boards. Picked up right side behind the net one more time, and the whistle blows, and the puck played with the stick above the shoulder. That draws the whistle, and the face-off, I believe, stays in the Fort Wayne zone.
Bob, with 4:47 left, it looks like the San Diego fans are streaming to the exits here, down 4-1. I think they've lost confidence in their team, and they're going to get the beat on the traffic here.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not leaving.
That's right.
So let's see what we have going here. The faceoff stays in the zone. All right, here we come again as out it comes on the point. Nicely, Boyce takes his man off the puck in the corner. Koenig bumps into the crowd now as it bounced away.
Wilkie tapped it over the glass as it popped up in the air and just batted it just like he would a jump shot.
Shank having a conversation with the referee right now, and let's see what that's all about.
He has one of those every minute.
Yeah, I don't know what all the waving is about. I guess he was just clearing a line change, which he got cleared. There's Shank over there back to the play talking to the referee while everything's going on, so it'll be Shank ready in the face-off circle again against Wilkie. And they're talking to each other. Lee Davidson on the draw, tying up his man. Davidson kicks it off to the corner. Komets still playing for it hard. Up the near boards it comes. Who's got it now? Davidson flips it to neutral ice. Back to cover it is McSween. McSween at his own line. Chased by Hankinson. Hank's got it. He fires wide. Malarchuk had to play it. Now around behind the net. Boyce going hard to check as McSween spins away from that one. Here he comes up the middle. Fed off to Shank. Shank all the way up ice, all the way to the Fort Wayne zone. Lusik back in the corner, gets the touch. Icing is called. So with the icing, the face-off all the way back inside the San Diego zone. We've got 4:10 still to go. Period 3. Komets 4. San Diego 1 on WoWo. Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Komet Hockey on WoWo Radio 1190.
4 minutes left in this one as Coutrier said, oh, throw, and it went wide. I thought we had a puck coming out in front of the net. Now it's Savage who drives it back in the corner. Round behind the net, out front again, score, Komets! Coutrier with an open net goal.
A bad bounce.
Oh, bad bounce, and we got it.
Malarchuk turned around and just fired his stick off the glass, and it came back and hit him right in the head. He went behind the net to get the puck, and it came right out in front, and Malarchuk was standing behind the net, and Couturier was standing there with a wide-open net.
Well, he missed one earlier, and he wanted that one bad.
He had nothing but 6 feet of net in front of him.
Savvy with an assist. 5-1, and that is a huge goal at this time. 4-1, tough. 5-1, not quite as tough.
And they're really streaming out now.
3:53 left in this match. Couturier from Savage at 16:07. Komets get it back. Flipping it now is McDonald deep into the zone, and here comes Ruff back up ice for San Diego to the Fort Wayne line. Long shot. Look out wide of the Fort Wayne net. Gruhl takes his man off the play. Gruhl roughed up in the corner. They're trying to scrum it around. Can't get to it as coming out of the patch there, Perry Anderson.
With the 5-1 lead and only 3:35 remaining, Fort Wayne's got to keep their composure because if history repeats itself, San Diego tried to lure them into fights the other night, and Fort Wayne turned the other cheek and wisely walked away. And the same would be good tonight.
5-1 we're looking at right now as the Komets lead San Diego. 3:35 to go in this match. Claude Noel back with us here in the press box. We'll have a chance to at least have a couple of words with Claude after this is over, as he and Al, along, of course, with D-Ray, have really been masterminding the moves and trying to keep things going. And it has been something to watch so far. Here's Dave Smith for the draw out of the zone. Cleared the length of the rink by Scotty Gruhl. Races on. Look at this. As Davidson off behind the net. And it had to be played by the goaltender Malarchuk as Davidson took the defenseman and pressed him to it to Gray. Here they come into the zone. Cleared out again at center ice. Now back they come to the zone one more time with 3 minutes left in this match. Back out. Flip back into the corner. Scotty Gruhl on the near boards. And look out. This one way up into the crowd. 3:09 hanging on.
A couple of guys diving for the puck. Best moves of the night in San Diego.
Quick change for Al Sims, trying to keep the boys fresh.
Yeah, Fort Wayne just changing the lines every shift now, every whistle, and they're... Oh, here comes another octopus on the ice, but changing every whistle now, keeping fresh legs out there. They've got the game well in hand with 3 minutes to go, 5-1 lead, and they're just dumping the puck out, making San Diego.
I think next year we're going to have to get a seafood specialty house for a sponsor so we can push the octopus a little harder.
$3 a pound, and you're on the road to.
I'm telling you. Look at this. Nobody wants it. They're just staring at the referee. He says, "Don't look at me." Watch this move.
Actually, with the stoppage of play here, DeGray was standing on the boards and just shaking his head before he went off the ice. You can just tell the dejection that San Diego felt they could come back tonight and really carry the play to Fort Wayne as they have the last 30 minutes of the game, but they needed a 4-0 deficit for the wake-up call.
Look at this. Now, San Diego really is doing the Komets a favor because they're giving the real guys who have to kill this thing off another piece of rest time. So at that point, it means a lot. As the Komets, Hankinson gets the rest. Boise, Davidson.
Dennis LaRue has spotted who threw the octopus, is now called for security. He's standing with his nose up against the glass, and they're going to chase this character out of the building. There he goes, high-fiving all his friends.
Yeah, he's got Fisherman's Wharf written off the back of his sweatshirt.
That's right.
All right, it's 5-1 Komets, 3:09 left, period 3. Face off in the Fort Wayne zone. Lee Davidson ready on the draw this time against Hubie McDonough. As Davidson trying to move it into the slot. It's poked away. Here comes Lee out of the zone. It was picked up by Ian Boyce and dumped wide. Now Boise at the line. Can't make the play. Sent loose back in the Fort Wayne corner after Guy Dupuis. Guy around the boards. Far side. Up it comes. Kept in at the line. All the way out at the point. Trying to shovel it back in. Where'd it go? Wide left side. Now Dupuis staying home on this one. Got a man coming to the front of the net. Couldn't get it. Oh, Pokey, what a save. Reddick swept it up ahead of a pile of traffic, and he's got it. We even got Claude Noel shaking his head. Reddick has put on a clinic of goaltending that is just unbelievable.
Sure has. The pass went across the crease. Pokey slid across, and he was actually dragging his catching glove, and as the shot went back to where he had just moved from, the puck hit him in the glove.
2:43 on the clock. 5-1 Komets. It's Game 2, Turner Cup Championship round. Games 3 and 4 at the Coliseum. Wednesday night, 7:30. Friday night, 8 o'clock. There are some tickets left, but get them first thing tomorrow. Dave Smith now for the Komets on the face-off against Hubie McDonough. Inside the Fort Wayne zone to the left of Pokey Reddick. Smitty ties his man momentarily. Chapdelaine trying to find a way. He fires and Reddick turns it out. Here's Joel Savage. Took a bounce off Savage's stick. He's got help on the play, but here he comes at the line. Trying to feed it cross ring. Feeds it off to the side of the net. Around behind the net it goes. As the San Diego player is going to get a penalty on it as he tried to really drag the Fort Wayne forward down. So the penalty call, we'll wait and see who it was, and apparently it is going to be called again. Slammer or no? Chapdelaine, the defender, number 6.
Pokey over for a drink of water here. Dave Smith made a nice block of the last shot and deflected it just wide on a shot that was taken from about 25 or 30 feet. And Pokey's taking a well-deserved drink right now.
Well, Chapdelaine picks up 2 for a trip, and the faceoff stays inside the San Diego zone. There's 2:28 left in the game, and the Komets lead it 5-1. And on WoWo, Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
Fort Wayne Komets on WoWo, Radio 1190.
Power play hanging in there with 1:55 still left behind his own net. Grant Richardson waiting for Paul Willett to help out. Willie takes the pass, comes to center. Into the zone as Savage was there. In front of the net, oh, and bounced over Gruhl's stick. Far boards, Gruhl in the middle. Off to Willett, out front of the net. Here we come up front. A drive, Lucic in front of the net, oh, and missing it was Savage. Now Lucic keeps it in the zone. Round behind the net to Willett. Willett now, it's set loose and Savvy's out. Dumping it back to Willett in the corner. Willie trying to get the play. He's looking all the way up to the point. It is Wilkie putting it back on the zone. Off the glass it comes. Wilkie at center ice, hanging on with 1:20 to go. Here we come. Bob Wilkie back to center ice. In he goes across the line. Just burns up a little more clock. Now where's he going? Cross rink it comes. Turned into the zone nicely by Lucic and off into the corner. Up the near boards. Out it comes as they try to put it at center ice. Komets get it back. Dave Smith now ragging the puck. all the way to his own zone, coming loose at center, all the way back to the San Diego line. DeGray cross rink, can't get to the puck, kept into the zone one more time. He almost stole in front of the net. Here comes two up, San Diego. McDonough puts the tap on his man. Into the zone, Arneal can't play it. Offside, but coming back on. McSween on the line in the Fort Wayne zone again. Turned out of the zone, picked up there. Back up it comes, and on the way at center now with 33 seconds left. Broken up again, Komets. At the line, turned away. Back comes the Komets again. Broken up one more time, Davidson. And Lee just slides it softly into the zone with 22 seconds left. DeGray behind his net. Everybody kind of opening up, giving everybody their chance. At the zone, 15 seconds. Into the zone, Lamoureux with a drive. Reddick makes the save. Out the near board, tipped out to center. Davidson just dumps it back inside the San Diego zone. Picked up there by Lindy Ruff. Ruff with 3 seconds. Long shot all the way off the glass in the Fort Wayne corner buzzer. Game over. Komets win 5-1, up 2-0 as we have a Turner Cup Game 3 and 4 championship set coming to the Coliseum Wednesday night and Friday night on WOWO, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
WOWO, Radio 1190.
We're going to make it real quick here and get on out of here. At the end of one period, the Komets led 2-0. Goals by Kelly Hurd, assisted by Willett and Chibirev, and also by Joel Savage, assisted by Scotty Gruhl. Komets made it 3-0 at 11 seconds of the second period. Dave Smith the goal, Wilkie Gruhl assisted, and then the Komets were from Willett's goal at 2:04 of the period. Chibirev assisted on that, and the Komets were up by a 4-0 count. McDonough scored to make it 4-1 at 3:17 of period number 3, and it was out of sight as it was Coutrier picking up a dandy right around the net, 16:07 of period 3. Savvy helped him out on that one. There were no power play or shorthanded goals on the night. Each team had a total of 6 power play chances. Neither one could cash. And in the penalties, each team had 9 for 18 minutes. Even Steven all the way down the line, except one thing, and that is the Komets 5. The San Diego Gulls 1. The Komets lead the Turner Cup Championship Series 2-0, and we're coming home. Wednesday night, 7:30. Friday night, 8 o'clock, Memorial Coliseum. Tickets start selling again tomorrow morning at the Memorial Coliseum ticket office and Ticketmasters all over the area. Don't you dare miss any of the action. You are going to love it. This hockey club has positively paid with almost their life to bring themselves to where they are. What a gallant crew of guys who soaked it up, sucked it up, played their hardest, done their best. They're winners. 2-0. Would you have thought it? Yeah, I would have. And I'll tell you more about that later. But right now, our story is complete for this evening. 5-1 Komets, 2-0 lead in games for the Turner Cup. This has been a WOWO Sports exclusive.